They didn't go 1-4.
Okay.
0-4. They did go 1-4.
That's good. That's good.
We take those.
What about wild card? Any words?
I got 2 words.
Yeah.
North America.
Yeah. What can you do? What can you do? Absolutely.
It happens. It happens.
Shame. Shame. Spirit.
I'm sure they can dry their tears on the other 2 Aegises that they have.
Oh, yeah, probably. Liquid.
A lot of Liquid fans here, and let's give a shout out for Liquid.
Hey, everybody loves Liquid, right?
Crowd favorites.
I'm sure they're enjoying that from the hotel room. That's fantastic. Aurora.
I am saying that maybe the spirit of Nightfall still lives on. I saw some BKB TPs yesterday.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yakuta Bros.
I mean, they weren't even supposed to be here, so good for them.
Back home where they belong. What can they do? Tidebound.
Listen, the spirit of Chinese Dota lives on in Extreme, and sacrifices had to be made. Any Extreme fans in the audience right now?
Absolutely. One Chinese team had to be left in the wreckage, brother. Absolutely. And finally, the most recent loss. I'm so sad. Tundra.
Making it to top 8 with a stand-in is no small feat, and let's have a round of applause for all of the teams that have shown up here to the International 14 and shown some amazing Dota.
Well, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for all those teams, and great news for all of you at home. 3 more going to the graveyard here today, so get those cheers out for them. They need to hear you, because by the end of the day, we're going to see a lot of tears, and we're going to see one team going to the grand finals. You'll get one more round of applause for all the teams as we get this day started!
It's going to be such a fantastic day here. Slacks and Tsunami already talking about the fact that we are going to be saying goodbye to 3 more teams throughout the day. We're also going to be saying good morning, though, to my lovely panel. I don't know if I want to start with you, Jenkins.
You can call me Freddy Uranus today, actually.
Freddy
a legally
Uranus.
distinct entity from the guy that everyone else is thinking about.
Right, of course. Freddy Uranus, different IP over there. Winter yourself, looking dapper as ever.
Thank you, sir. Oh, thank you, miss.
Either or, whichever way. And Lacoste yourself as well, the way over there.
Yeah, good to be here. You know, Saturday morning is the best time to play Dota. You just had your breakfast, you had your coffee, you're ready to go.
Yeah, that's why you're going to be grinding, gaining the most amount of MMR.
No, you're going to be losing the most.
Yeah.
No,
He's-
because everybody
he's
who
lying
doesn't
about
play
his
during the
degeneracy.
week plays during the weekend.
Saturday morning is when you've been up all night on Friday playing Dota, and you haven't stopped.
Because you haven't won a game.
You haven't won a
You can't
game.
go to
There's
bed
no
on a
waking
loss.
up.
There's no going to bed on a loss.
There's no going to bed on a loss.
Well, look, unfortunately, some teams yesterday did experience their first loss. We had to say goodbye to 2 teams as well. But we're going to go back and we're going to relive some of the hypest moments that we got to experience.
He's going to jump up onto the cliff. There, Yuma's going to get over to the back. Nice, the Vision will fall on. They've locked down 33. The heals are coming out for Toby, but 33 will fall. Chrysalis will get the ultimate off. But the lasso's there, locking him down. Chrysalis bashed up as well. No chance to do the damage as they control him, take him out. Look towards BZM. BZM running low on mana. Snowfield has to dispose into the Enchantress. Double kill for Alon. It is over. GG is called. The second super on the hits there. They're going to try and kill the egg off with this buyback from Chrysalis. The 33 gets, he has to buy back. Chrysalis can't kill the egg in time. They're just killing them on 1-by-1. That's a dieback on BZM. This fight's an absolute mess, but Tundra is heroic, overrunning them. Chrysalis trying to hit back, but he gets the shots, holding back, the dieback on him. They're losing lives left, right, and center, Tundra. They just do not have what it takes to stop heroic.
Overclockers play into the hook shot. The silencer stuck in place. We'll be able to get off the global silence. No! The silencer dead right off the bat. And you can see Nothing to Say does kill off Omar, but now he's going to get chased by Noob. New coming in with the arena, onto 3 heroes, gets the spear, onto Bach, with the dead shot to follow, that is a dead Undying. Nothing to say, gets hookshot from out of nowhere by Omar, as these heroes are just dropping like flies for Tidebound. There's the Inkswell with the Epicenter from Nothing to Say, the Soulbind to follow. Shiro has the Chronosphere at the ready, but the Snowgaze is doing absolute work for Ghost. Finally comes off the Chrono, but the Egg with the beautiful Sunray placement, and Tidebound have basically nothing left in the tank. They are dropping hard as Shiro trying to time walk away. He'll get it, no! Triple kill for Sumail.
Ame starts hitting, but no, the wolf is in there. They know about this, and now they start throwing the kisses. Ame, are you big enough? Are you bad enough? Can you take it down now? Yes! You disgusting fish! He got it, steals it away, and only they can look on in shame.
Oh, he's still alive.
He's not even dying. Ban this hero. I don't want to see it anymore. Ame, can he survive through this? Oh, the hit Satanic, he takes him down. Does so much damage. You already have a jump, and he breaks down the tree. Ame right on top of Invoker with the Static Storm down, but he gets pulled in the cart. TM saving his buddy's life, but they do have enough to find that Monkey King kill.
They got 9 class.
Can they get any more? Ame hides away for a moment, disarmed. He's still in the Wolfline Fort. Look at the damage out from Satanic. The Sunstrike connection down low, but one hit from that Satanic, a little bit bigger. XM pulls in, but the cart is there. The save is there. Backing away, there's a spider in a cart, but still a lot of damage done out there. Static Storm is down, but he got eviscerated. Ame no longer alive, and you do not have the damage that you need on XXS, as GG is called.
Goes for it. Side the Vice on the Bristleback. Lands the Spear. Maureen with the Epicenter. All in on this Bristleback. He actually went to the back line and hit JPK with his Burrow. Now he's been Fiend's Grip, but that's fine. He got off the BKB. No, pulled it in by Bushwhack, and they managed to burst him down. What is that damage between Pure and GPK? They just ripped through him, and now Skeeter is fighting this fight without his other 2 cores. They're trying to get him back to the base on this first life, but pulled back in by Save. That's life number 1. Do they have anything to buy back on the side of Falcons? Skeeter, second life, BKB, he goes out. There's that disruption. They still will be able to land the shot on the Huskar. The BKB, Demonic Cleanse, they've got a lot of options. A beautiful Burrow Strike with the Epicenter on top of it. There is no chance. BB team, they have the buyback on him, and it's going to have to be used here. Amar fighting for his life, does manage to get the arena walls up, and Pure, well, there's the RP. Can it save Pure's life? He's trying to do damage to Skeeter, but it looks pathetic, man. They can't do anything. A second arena goes out, surrounding the BB team, and there is nowhere to go, nowhere to hide.
Ay, 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 qué chat. Ay, 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 mister.
What an absolutely action-packed day number 2 that we had yesterday. The teams are stepping up when it matters on this TI stage here at Barclays Arena. And of course, we get to see a little bit more of what our bracket is now shaping up to be. With saying goodbye to Tundra and Team Tidebound yesterday, it does mean Heroic and Enigma Galaxy progressing in that lower bracket. Now they're looking at some tougher opponents who did come down from that upper bracket. So P-Vision and Falcons getting their wins yesterday, securing them top 3 there, Freddie Uranus.
I think this is probably the result that most people predicted, is that these 2 teams have, for the whole year, been very strong, and they're coming into this tournament very strong. For me, the surprises, the very pleasant surprises, are Heroic and NGX.
Yeah, these are the 2 big underdog stories that could potentially make the full run through the lower bracket because they already eliminated the multiple TI winners that they do have on side of Thundra, and also Tidebound as well. Enigma Galaxy, they might become Chinese players today because they did eliminate Tidebound. They're playing against Extreme Gaming in the next series. Could be very, very spicy.
I mean, they also beat Yakuto Brothers in the road, you know, so they definitely know a thing or two about beating the Chinese team.
I have to throw out some really funny stat that I just looked at because we saw some 9-class stealing Aegis behavior. He has the most average courier kills in this tournament by a huge margin. He has 1.53 average courier kills per game, and then the next guy is Sofield at 0.94. Like, that is such a huge difference, and to me, this is just a way of like how he plays, right? This is his identity. He's so annoying.
That was such a weird game. This is the only game throughout all of TIs with the lowest number of kills that lasted over 20 minutes. The game just kind of ended with one big team fight. We had some of the lower number of kills in, let's say, TI2, IG versus Navi, only 5 kills, but those last for like 16, 15 minutes. But this is the only one over 20 minutes that was a very weird one, I gotta say. Like,
I mean, it definitely shows that there's a lot of things you need to do in a game, right? A lot of objectives. You can't really just go for the kills. You were mentioning 9-class killing couriers. Like, apart from killing couriers, he was busy taking watches, picking up Lotus, and scouting. So he doesn't really just go for kills.
I think he does a lot of things that are very underrated, that a lot of 4 positions need to take a look at.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are looking at him because he is someone that is attending TI for the very first time. There is a potential chance for him to be one of those very few players that comes in, plays their first TI, and potentially wins the Aegis. However, there are some players still up for grabs of their second Aegis here. Of course, there were so many potentials at the start of this international and throughout the road to TI and here on the main stage. We had to say goodbye to so many of them, but there's still 4 left on the side of Enigma Galaxy and, of course, in the side of Falcons there too.
This is a crazy graphic. I just, once again, I just think it speaks to the unpredictability of the entire tournament. Like, you have some legendary names that are out. And of course, we lost 3-time hopeful as well yesterday. So it's been a great TI, and I'm very excited to see what we can get today.
Yeah, a lot of upsets, things people aren't really predicting. I mean, with Extreme Gaming's dominant performance throughout Road to TI, coming into the playoffs, everyone had them down as making it a little bit further. The predictions kind of in shambles there, Winter, for those who did it in the Dota 2 client.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, you know, but that's what makes everything more fun and interesting, right? You have no idea what's happening. Suddenly, the Chinese team look like they're back, and then suddenly, oops, maybe not, you know. So there's a lot of twists and turns, and hopefully we're going to get a lot more good Dota.
Yeah, I think the biggest question mark around that was the fact that how good is a qualified team stacking up against a direct invite team, right? Is there more of an advantage towards a direct invite team coming in and taking an Aegis? History would show yes, but it's still possible for these qualified teams to come in and show what they're made of.
Yeah, we had some miraculous runs coming out from Wings at TI6, TI8 OG as well, and Team Spirit at TI10, which was also, if you go back like the qualifiers, they did play against Team Empire, barely qualified for that TI as well. So they are some of the stories. We do still have 3 teams left in the tournament that are, you know, the qualifier teams. 2 of those are in the upper bracket, so they're going to be good. One of them is going to be directly going to the grand finals, and those are Extreme Gaming, Heroic, Enigma. Those are the qualified teams, and they're doing a very good job in this lower bracket.
I think one interesting thing, too, to point out is that the teams that did qualify and then win TI went on to be extremely dominant in the next couple of years. Wings, obviously, there's an asterisk there. There was the whole drama that happened. They probably would have. I mean, some of the players are still around and still dominating. But the other teams, like if you do qualify and then you win, it's like this is how we get a new like tier 1 team.
Yeah. This is also questions, though, about our average game time. Coming into the road to the international, things were going so long, it felt like these games were inevitable to hit the 16th-minute mark. But there's been a bit of a change-up between previous TIs, and what we're seeing now is that that road to the international has shorter average game times. When you hit the main stage, things start to slow down a little bit. Maybe it's stage nerves, maybe it's the pressure of wanting to make it further in the tournament.
You do not want to be risking as much, but at this TI, the main stage, I would say that Heroic, Nigma Galaxy, they are willing to experiment a lot more. They are willing to risk it, especially Heroic. But we can also go back to like the previous TIs as well, where some of the teams try to speed things up, like Team Liquid, Gaming Gladiators with their Chance Lone Druids, Nature's Prophet, Alchemist as well. And we might be seeing some of these things as well, because people are trying to speed things up and try to put them in a position where the other team is not going to be ready for that one final push that they're going for.
To me, that's the exciting narrative, is like you can look across all the TIs and it seems like things slow down. People get scared. You know, the pressure is on. The money is big. The crowd gets huge, you know. There's a lot on the line, like mentally speaking, but a couple of the teams here just don't seem to care. Like, they really are playing completely carefree, and like this is when you see the most exciting Dota, because they make other teams crumble under the pressure, mistakes are made, and then we get to see like crazy, potentially late game games.
Yeah, especially Heroic, right? You brought up Heroic actually has like one of the lower average game times here at 39, so they are definitely a team that's not really afraid to do something unconventional. They are just trying to make random moves on the map, catch you off guard, and kind of force you to make a mistake, you know, at times.
So they're 39, and the average for the main stage is 42 minutes.
Yeah.
So they're like almost 4 minutes under.
Yeah, and their opponents, BB team, they are also on the slower side. They are at 45, you know, so that's a very big contrast between the two teams.
Okay, well, when we do eventually see that, we'll see exactly what sort of route the teams want to take. But you're talking about specific heroes, Lacoste, that could speed up games, maybe also drag them out a little bit. But here on the main stage, there have been some absolute standout heroes that teams are loving to get their hands on, or maybe getting their hands on for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I think the big one that stands out the most is going to be Beastmaster, which is mostly played from the mid role, I would say, because this is also the flex. You can go for the Helm of the Dominator, one of the Helm of the Overlords, a very scary hero to play against because he's putting up the tempo. Shaker stands out in terms of the lower win rate because we saw yesterday this Helm of the Dominator in the mid lane where he gets against Muerta, exactly, where he gets destroyed. We saw Queen of Pain, really bad matchups. People understood that the way to play against Earthshaker is try to dominate him in the lane, pick a favorable matchup, and then go into the Ancients, try to block them and be very annoying so that he can't get that Blink Dagger and be the tempo controller of the game.
The Phoenix is an interesting one too, because that really wasn't brought out in the road to the International. It was that last day that we saw a big gotcha pick of a Phoenix offlane from Tundra against Liquid, and now it's picked up a little bit more Winter. But what is it about that hero that offers some strength in any draft?
I mean, scaling's number one thing, team fight, and I think the other reason is a lot of the cores that are being picked up, like tanky cores, like Falcon type of heroes. Phoenix is really, really good against those heroes with a Sunray. You're doing percentage base damage. You're going to be killing them really quickly. I think that's partly one of the reasons why Phoenix has seen a resurgence.
I think the same heroes that you're mentioning that Phoenix counters in the game also like tend to lane against Phoenix. Like we're seeing like offlane Phoenix, for example, do extremely well against Ursa's, Sven's, like these heroes that just don't want to be harassed from range with magic damage in lane. And then in the game, you're scaling, getting like the Spirit Vessel, magic damage. We even saw Whisper get the BKB eventually to like deal with the counters. So yeah, I think it dumpsters the lane and then it scales into the game.
Okay, two things that you definitely love a core to be able to possess there. We're going to have a look at some combos for the safe lane, because we're talking about this Phoenix, what it is good against, but are the most successful safe lane combos having that archetype that you guys are referring to? Troll, Warlord, and Pugna definitely being the most notable one here, with the highest win rate and picks there too.
Yeah, Pugna and Troll, both of them are kind of lane bullies. It's very difficult to lane into this, but Heroic is the only team that managed to beat this combo yesterday with the Batrider, with the Marcy as well, playing super aggressive, knowing that they don't have any kind of stuns. They do have slows, but there's also good combination between the other heroes as well, because you see this Marcy, you see Disruptor. Disruptor's going to be in a lot of combos because this is the most contested heroes. At the main stage, his win rate is pretty abysmal. I believe it was like 17%, but this hero still gives you a lot.
That makes this win rate even more significant. I mean, just the idea of like Marcy jumping on somebody, they get away, Disruptor glimpse back. Like all Marcy wants is to have a fight anchored somewhere. And Troll Pugna is a weird one because you would think like Decrepify.
Anti-synergy.
Yeah, how does this synergize with a Troll? But I think it's the lane bully synergy, and then also Troll often can dominate a lane, be left alone, and then what does Pugna do? He goes and takes every single tower. Like he's so happy to have a core that wants to be left alone, because then he takes every tier 1 tower on the map.
I mean, there's also another reason. In the team fights, Pugna likes to play with some frontline that's hard to die, and then you click your R button, you don't die, you know. So Troll is exceptional at that. You know, you're in front, they're trying to kill him. the Pugna kind of saves him with either the heal or the decrep, and then he gets it.
It makes Troll so hard to kill.
Yeah.
Taking all the attention away from him as well, so the Pugna definitely loves it. On the other side, though, the off-lane combos I would love to take a look at because it's how the lane matchup's going to go. If the most successful right now is a Troll and a Pugna that's dominating the lane, then what do you want to see on the other side? The Bristleback and Hoodwink is being picked up the most, highest win rate, but I want to put a caveat with this. It's BB team that has picked it up 4 times, right? So they are pretty much single-handedly raising the popularity of it and the win rate too.
Yeah, they love to run this combo. It's also the combination. When you pick both of them, there aren't many break mechanics left in the game. Hoodwink is pretty much the only. It's not a reliable one, but with the these professional e-gamers from position 4, they know how to land their abilities. So taking away the break combo against Bristleback is really nice, and also the other combo you talked about, the Disruptor, what he wants to do, what Doom wants to do. You need to have a good chase potential to be able to kill a hero. Doom a target, go for it, to be able to just get on top of it and make sure that the hero dies.
I mean, this really shows that teams are putting a lot of emphasis on getting the right heroes together in specific lanes, right? You're not just thinking about what heroes are strong, and then we're just trying to piece together all the strong heroes, right? Especially on the support role. I think you ideally want the support hero to be able to pair really well, so when you're opening the draft, and you have to really consider everything, so everything needs to be flowing together.
What do you guys feel about opening drafts with supports versus cores at the moment? Because when we started this TI, it felt like every team, their meta was we want to take what felt like the most OP core and just really have that as our strong foundation. As time has progressed, it's leaning more towards just having a stronger support.
I feel like it really depends on like the order, the pick order, like whether you're first pick or second pick. I think that also matters a lot. And obviously which support, like Naga, I think probably is one of those that whenever you have the opportunity, you're gonna be picking up. You don't want to really think about, oh, should we give up Naga and maybe trade for something? I think that usually is out of the question most of the time, So it really depends on the sequence and what do you really want, in your overall strategy.
I don't have the exact stat for this, but my feeling tells me that we're seeing a bit more cores as well, because this Lycan, I think this might become like the hero of the main event because he's such a powerful tool that the supports can't really deal with it. These Beastmasters, Queen of Pains, these type of heroes, like even Mars, some teams are willing to pick it immediately in the first phase. There are a lot of strong heroes. We saw yesterday Enigma Galaxy picking twice their Muerta from the mid lane, and also potentially, anything from the mid lane that can dominate some of these melee matchups could really work out well.
Yeah, I would like to also add into that, like you said, the Muerta, and also the ability to be able to flex the hero would definitely increase the benefits of getting the hero in your opening draft.
Yeah, it definitely depends on what is the tier of overpowered heroes. Because sometimes there's these S-tier heroes, and then you discover the heroes as the tournament progresses, like Lycan, that all of a sudden there's a new S-tier, and all the S-tier heroes go down to A-tier, and all those S-tier heroes happen to be cores. And then so you first pick this small set of really overpowered heroes. And it depends on which players on your team say, oh yeah, you can first pick me, I'll be fine no matter what. If you have specialty players, like Falcons, talking to specialty players, you can first pick almost any of their cores, their heroes, and they'll do fine no matter what because they know every single match.
Yeah, and also they are one of the only few teams that actually first pick the Chen, so there's a lot of different dynamics there, what are you valuing and why are you valuing those heroes?
Yeah, I heard the crowd getting a little bit rowdy over there, right? And I was looking around, I was trying to see maybe if some of our players were coming out, if anyone else was walking around, and it reminded me, you guys might not know what series we're starting the day off with. We've already talked about the fact that we're going to be having 3 eliminations today, but who exactly could potentially be going home? Well, our final series is going to be a combination of whoever wins our first 2 series, right? We have BB Team up against Heroic and Extreme Gaming up against Enigma Galaxy to begin our day. That third series, it's going to be interesting. It's not elimination, but it is going to be giving one of those 2 teams, either Falcons or P-Vision, a direct slot into that grand final. They're going to be our very first grand finalists. But yeah, our first one to begin the day, Extreme Gaming up against NGX. Who wins, the XG or the NGX?
A lot of X's going on here. Man, it's such a close one. I really feel like at the start of main stage, people would have said X or G, but I've been feeling so impressed with what NGX has been pulling out, and I will die on this hill that Sumail and Kuro, when they said oh yeah, he just felt like playing Muerta mid. Nah, these dudes have been absolutely cooking. This is a theory that I think they consider very important on dealing with certain mid laners. And I'm sure there's more that they have not revealed. Because XG is a very different team than the teams that they've been playing. So I'm curious to see how they deal with that there. Because like XM, for example, like this guy's a very odd mid laner to play against.
He has a very small hero pool.
He's a weird guy.
The
It's
other
a
mid
puddle.
laners. Yeah, he has to play like a very specific hero for the team to work. And if you compare it to NGX, for example, Sumo has a very, very wide hero pool, and we've seen him being able to use certain matchups to dominate certain heroes and just snowball from there. So I think this matchup is going to be very difficult for XM.
Yeah, I'd like to take a step back, though, and just have a look at how Extreme Gaming have, or at least their players, have gone in previous TIs. We've talked about the factor of the stage, just how it's going to influence some teams, some players. Do they thrive on it, or do they kind of struggle here with it? And, well, looking at Extreme Gaming, they've all had fantastic placements across a multitude of TIs there.
Yeah, they're all veterans.
Yes.
This is Ame's 7 TI. XM, he's the least experienced on the squad, but also if you see the result, the highest result placements they did have, XNOA getting that second place, JinQ as well. Ame did it 2 times, XXS getting the 4th place. I think they need to do it for their region. This is a very proud region. Last TI was the only TI that did not have a Chinese team in top 4 out of all TIs, which is, they need to do it again. And if you look at the TI placements throughout the year of the Chinese region, they had 4 TIs with 3 Chinese teams in the top 4. So they TI2, TI4, TI5, and TI7 as well. So they definitely want to step it up. And so far they look good, but NGX is going to be a very tough opponent.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're sitting in top 6. They got to win this series if they want to make it to the top 4, if they want to keep adding to that statistic there, Lacoste. And we can also have a look at NGX, just exactly what their lineup has been able to achieve in the past TIs, because there are a lot of new people here, right? We got Noob and Omar. People might not know them too well, along with Ghost as well. They've had 2 TI appearances now, with the big ones being Insumale and GH, who have 7.
There's some agencies there.
Yeah, respectively, got some agencies, but we haven't actually seen them at a TI for Smail since TI10. That was 4 years ago when you really think about it, and GH 2019.
He is top 5 on the leaderboard right now, though, as a support. Like that's pretty incredible.
That's
I think this team is very high skill, and you have also the factor of 2 coaches who have both won the international versus each other as well. So for the few new guys on both of the teams, for the XMs of the world, I think in terms of nerves, in terms of understanding how to actually win this tournament and become a champion, they have pretty much the best coaches available, the best players available too, to help them with like, okay, here's how we do this, here's how you settle down, here's how you just focus and get into that flow state for the game.
Is it just that simple, though, Winter, that you kind of need that one person on the outside, that rock in your coach, to really bring all of that potential out in your players?
I mean, it is simple, but it is very, very important for that one person to kind of be the rock for the players. The players are really, really stressful in the game. They have to figure out what they have to do. They have to remember the formula. Oh, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that, blah, 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 and the coach has to just come in at the right moment. And if the game is not going well, okay, guys, this is the problem. Trust me, we just need to fix this. That's it, go to the next game.
I mean, name 2 better leaders than Zhao 8 and Kuro. Like, these are 2, like, Goliath-level coaches.
You can tell that Extreme Gaming players are very hungry, but their coach is not, because of Zhao 8. No, just kidding. Now, he is definitely the type of a coach that will force you to play pretty much anything, and you can still see that he has that love for the game. And I love the dynamic between him and Ame, because I think Ame probably has the only say in the team to be saying, I want to play this hero, and Zhao 8 has to say, yeah, we're picking that hero no matter what. And we saw that from a lot of the coaches as well in different teams.
Alrighty, with the sound of the horn in Barclays Arena from Hamburg, Germany, there is only one thing left to do before we start our day, and that is, of course, to officially open it.
The battle begins.
Our arena is definitely ready to get the day started, and it is such a big question. Who's going to be progressing? Who are we potentially going to be saying goodbye to? We do have our first series, Extreme Gaming, up against Enigma Galaxy, and this is a tough one. One of the teams, they've been in elimination multiple times. The other side, Winter, well, they've had a flawless run so far until now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really tough, you know, especially for XG because the momentum is not on their side. They just came from a loss, and Enigma Galaxy, they're definitely feeling good, you know, after yesterday. And they're going to have to, you know, figure out how to just move past that and try to just focus on this game where the coach is going to come into like a huge role here.
May I say a quote, and you guys can tell me who said it?
All right.
Upper bracket is for bitches.
Guys, not here.
Huh? That's effectively this team, right? If there's one team that can go through the lower bracket and actually be fine, it is this one. Like, this has happened so few times, and this is one of the teams.
All right, I'm just excited then to see what's going to be playing out for this series, and of course, to bring our teams to the stage.
And we're back. Extreme Gaming!
After an entertaining and flawless run in their road to the international playoffs, everyone thought this team was unstoppable. Would there be an answer? Yesterday, we saw them fall a little bit short in their series, but they have a second chance here. They're going to have to bring everything out to try and change the tides against their opponents.
Wisely and crush those responsible. Enigma Galaxy.
This team has been self-described as one to thrive on the brink of elimination. They love the pressure, their backs against the wall. This is where they get to show exactly what they're made of. They've been able to do it time and time again so far at this event. Will the streak end now? Will the dream live on here, Jenkins?
I mean, they are against a very, very tough opponent. Extreme was defining the entire meta for the road to international, and I think because of that, they had a huge target on their back. That's the thing. People figured them out, but they defined the meta. Can they redefine it? Absolutely. They just did it. Like, I really believe in Zhao 8's ability to come up with something fresh here. He watched the NGX games yesterday, said, "Where to mid. I don't care. I've got an answer." And I'm excited to see what that answer is today.
Oh, absolutely. But you also need to be aware that they need to prepare for multiple teams. Like, they are preparing for this series, which definitely is the most important series, but they also need to prepare for BBT versus Heroic, which they're going to be playing if they win against one of these teams later. So not an easy prep for the coach as well. I think this is one of the toughest one for them.
Yeah, not at all. It's going to be a very long day for whichever team does come out as victor here. However, our previous encounters of these two teams are kind of few and far between in the last calendar year. They haven't really been making it to the same sorts of events, and so we have to look at just exactly what has occurred when they've played, whether it's a best of one, a best of two, or a best of three here.
Yeah, so overall, I would actually say for NGX, Extreme is their biggest rival. They have been beat out by them, and you know, you can see that they have played a decent amount, group stages and whatnot, but in terms of actual knockouts, it has been 2 times this year that NGX has been knocked out by Extreme. So that is, you know, you remember that, right? That sits with you. Like, you don't remember all the teams you lost to in the group stage, but you do remember the guys where, like, your back is against the wall. their back is against the wall, and then they beat you. They're the better team.
Right, they're the ones that take it up to the next level there. Something that is going to help them, though, is maybe looking back at exactly what success they found in previous series. Some combos that have really helped them out. For Nigma Galaxy. Is that Storm? It is!
That's Stormer.
Stormer. He was, of course, with us during the Pro Team International. Now he's in the arena enjoying all the games going on. But Nigma Galaxy, let's focus back up here and talk about some of the success they've had in the past. What's gone with them now?
Yeah, I think they really powered up yesterday when they were playing against Team Tidebound, the strategy that they did run, not just this Muerta in the mid lane with Helm of the Dominator, but also throughout the season 2025, they had, I would say, okay-ish result. This is nothing too crazy. I think most of the heart attacks are given to the Nigma fans. So whenever you're like watching, it's very, very difficult. Like it's just a roller coaster of emotions every single time they play. And during this road to TI playoffs and the main event, Nigma is always on the brink of elimination, which makes it super entertaining to watch. And they have probably one of the biggest fan bases, which makes it even more entertaining to watch these type of games.
I would also say that both of these teams, they are like playing really well in the last couple of months, so they definitely figured something out the last 2 months, and they're ready to show even more improvement here.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Both of the teams have powered on at the exact time of the year that they need to, which I think for one team has the entire China region essentially behind them and voting for them, and then you have the other side, which is one of the biggest fan bases that just really wishes this team could finally do something, and they finally do at the tournament that matters the most.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are going through those different stages of grief, whether you're at one or not, where you're wondering, am I ready to start believing in them? And I'm telling you, if we see any of these two combos, you can definitely start believing that Nigma Galaxy know what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, both teams here, like they really like the Bane, but the difference is Nigma, they usually like to pair the Bane with more like team fighters, like being more aggressive, whereas for their opponents, actually, whenever they pick the Bane, it's usually to pair with like a carrier, hyper carry, like anti-mage type of hero. So I think there's a very stark contrast with how they utilize the hero.
Bane is a very interesting hero to me because we've seen a lot of people try to counter it with, Abaddon, take off the grip, silencer, you global silence, and he can't Phoenix grip. And it really doesn't seem like this is the strength of the hero anymore. It does, you pick it and it makes it feel bad to pick a lot of the, mid lane pucks of the world. Like, it does have that function, but it's more like you see GH running around and making so much space with his body. Like, that's really what it's about, making space.
Yeah, we've given a refresher course of people who might just be tuning in for the first time or have maybe been overwhelmed by all that data of exactly what sort of heroes we're looking for these two teams to find success. But either way, all their prep has been done and dusted. They're in the booths, and they're also in our lobby.
Extreme Gaming versus Nigma Galaxy. Game 1.
Game number 1 for these two teams fighting up against elimination and each other. Let's see exactly how the draft is going to shape up. Lacoste bans that Bane. We talked about it going in, how important it was for the side of Nigma Galaxy, and XG take it out along with picking up the master themselves.
It's a very annoying hero to deal with. Like, you're going for that one extra wave. We saw yesterday GH really punishing when they were trying to go for that extra bit of a split push, trying to make something happen on the map. BKB piercing tool, his positioning was stopped here. And these are some of the heroes that we talked about, that Extreme Gaming, especially XXS, he's one of the best Mars players in the world. They're not afraid to first pick this hero because it gives you team fight. We saw yesterday Falcons as well, utilizing this hero pretty much perfectly. You can build into different items. Even Nigma Galaxy used it really well. I would say Noob had one of the better overall Mars performances. Well-rounded hero, a much stronger laner than most people do expect.
It's definitely rising in value, I think, because of the build that Lacoste, I feel like you mention it every day, like people are not just going Blink Dagger Rush anymore. And also the heroes that Mars pairs with really nicely in the game, like Snapfire Phoenix. These are some standout heroes that we're seeing become very popular in the main stage. So you pick Mars, and it's not like you can even ban out the heroes that combo with it because so many of them are good that it feels like you're going to have a good Mars pairing.
I'm sorry, I wanted to backpedal a little bit. So yesterday against Tidebound, they also banned the Centaur. I thought the Centaur ban was targeted at Tidebound because Bart likes to play, but today they are banning the hero again. So I kind of find that was an interesting ban in the first phase, you know. Because Centaur is not a common ban in the first phase.
Do you feel like then it's something that is prevalent amongst the Chinese teams? Because that's one of the best things about the international is seeing how each region likes to have their own unique hero pools for a specific role or a specific playstyle.
Yeah, definitely. Because at least for me, you know, Centaur is not a hero that I would, you know, first phase, you know, and he's a hero that I think can only come up in the right matchup and in the right game. It's not something that, oh, I'm just going to pick it like a Mars where I can just make it work in most of the games.
This is the big one from yesterday when they were playing against Tidebound. Omar had extremely good game of Clockwork. He was pretty much the whole playmaker, and now when you pair him up with the Invoker, you can have a very easy setup for your Sunstrike later on. A Forge Spirits, we saw Invokers, again, going for the Helm of the Dominator, being a bit of a zoo hero as well, making sure that he can easily rotate. You can also just send your stuff to the side lane, have global presence at the Sunstrike, but also still getting some XP and the farm from the mid lane.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the tri heroes moving around in the early game. I think as Invoker, you would definitely want bodyguards, you know, like Clockwork, that can either set up a Sunstrike or at least protect the Invoker when he's getting pressured in the early game, you know. So I think Clockwork is definitely one of the better ones at securing the rune. And we also talked a little bit about that as well yesterday when it was the Invoker against Brute matchup. Whenever you have this type of matchups where the mid laners don't really care about the rune, sometimes the rune fights, you just want the support to walk over there and just secure it.
I was kind of expecting the Snapfire to come out. I mean, it's such a good combo with the Mars. Arena into Mortimer's Kisses is a free kill on pretty much any hero. You can easily double tap the Clockwork cogs with Little Shredder and get out of the cogs. And you can cookie your team out of cogs. So it felt like a really good pick here. And then Elder Titan, one of the best position 5s in the game at guaranteed securing the lane. Also something you can throw a big Earth Splitter into the Mars arena. So lots of pairings with Mars right now that look really good.
And also the fact that you amplify the Snap's ulti. I think that part is probably one of the best parts about this duo, Snapfire and ET. And we always mention that whenever you're picking duos, you really want to cover all your bases, right? You don't want to have support duos where they either deal too little damage, or they don't have stuns, or they don't really have any ability in the team fight, right? So Snap and Elder Titan kind of covers most of that department, and the Mars will give them the catch.
I would love to see some Pipe Fire for Nick the Galaxy from the offlane. It is insane amount of magical damage. You did mention Eteora as well, which is going to amplify it. And this is relatively easy to execute combo from Extreme Gaming. Sure, if you miss the spear, if you use Mortimer's misses instead of kisses, that could also be devastating. But I do feel like, these are professional E-athletes. They're going to be ready to use those spells correctly. And right now, if Invoker gets initiated on with any of these spells, especially with the Arena, he's just very dead unless they're going to be picking up some safe hero from position 4/5.
Yeah, but I think with the safe hero as well, right? If you have a safe hero, the Mars is just going to go for the blood spot, right? And then it's also probably going to be hard for you to
you can rocket inside of the arena, which gives you vision, so you can save that for potential save. We saw them placing observer wards. I think the Victory Feast, overall, we've seen more of it because it does give you ability to get that extra bit of a heal, extra bit of a damage that lasts for a really long time.
What do you guys think is the counter to Invoker mid right now with the Forge Spirit plus Dawn build? You think it's going to be Brood?
Because you kind of need...
okay, well,
okay, that's the guy.
That's what they think.
I mean, the Sniper kind of, I think, does the same thing as the Brood, where, because I feel like the main idea why Invoker mid is very strong right now is he actually kills the tower. And Sniper defends the tower, so you can't really play the way you want to play with the Helm as the Invoker. So in terms of playstyle, I think the Sniper is a really, really good answer against the Invoker.
He can kill the Dom creep as well. Yeah, that's
and he's also really good against the Troll and the Pug now. Okay, he's not so good against the Clock, but I think overall this is a really, really good Sniper pick, and it's XM Sniper. He wants to play Sniper.
I'm shocked they had to make it this far into the tournament for us to see like XG making it this far and having this be the first Sniper pick of the tournament is really goofy to me.
It is. I think they need to remove some of the heroes from the offlane that can get on top of this Sniper. They're removing Magnus. I think potentially Primal could be really good because you don't care about ET that much in the lane. You're caring more about any kind of stuns and it can lock you down. Exactly.
Like he's very weak to displacements, you know, like Sniper doesn't want to be found in a team fight, so if you actually can find a hero to do that, like Dominic you mentioned, the Primal, the Magnus, we're probably going to see those bans.
Pango can also work, anything that can get on top of them.
Yeah, actually it's a pretty good Pango game.
Do you feel that Extreme Gaming's lineup is a little too dependent on a Mars initiation at the moment, that if he blinks and it's not an arena that catches more than one hero, is this going to be a team fight that might not go in their way? Do they need a contingency in that form?
I mean, they need an active carry. I feel like because whenever you have Sniper mid, you are going to be playing for the Sniper. The Sniper is essentially your carry, right? So Ame kind of maybe would be playing more of a supporting role this game. So he kind of has to be more active to help out the Sniper. Any gate carries or someone with a stun to protect the Sniper.
A lot of the heroes that are really good against Sniper from the offlane are already banned out. Lycan is out, Centaur is out, the Primal you guys mentioned. I mean, if they wanted to pull some heroic strat, they could go Pudge. Technically, does Noob want to play a Pudge offlane?
I know you want to see one.
I mean, it is clockwork Pudge. This is literally what heroic does. It doesn't strike me as a big
noob hero.
I mean, I think he's probably gonna lean towards more like the auras right now. Like he's gonna try to buy, like you already mentioned, they have a lot of magic damage. So he wants a hero that buys the pipe, right?
Yeah, I think Pango's a safe. Oh, never mind. Pango would have been very safe.
Right, that's still Primal if they want to. I think it could be a decent option here against the Sniper.
Yeah, I think if you're XG, you probably pick something here that's good against Primal. So that way you're making it like less appetizing to pick.
10 seconds remaining.
But is that really the only potential pick that you guys see? There's more aura builders from the side of the offlane, but is there something else that it needs rather than just that potential to build into?
I just think they want to jump from Extreme Gaming, because right now, like at the later stages of the game, you're going to be picking some...
That's the stun. This hero has... Wow, okay, this is a very, very interesting hero here. I mean, he did get a lot of, I think, attention. Like, I want to say 2 months ago was Watson kind of popularized your hero.
There's a good amount of position for as well.
Yeah,
yeah. Pure was the one who wanted to play CK for a really long time. It's definitely right up his alley.
The way that you want to play for the Sniper, right? Because you want a hero that can protect the Sniper, create a lot of distraction. But on the other hand, you know, I feel like the D-Crab is kind of annoying, you know, for the CK. But at the same time, because he's not the main focus of the draft like the Sniper, so he kind of just needs to enable the Sniper.
I like either Primal or Underlord, potentially. I think Underlord is a very good answer to the CK.
It's really good against CK.
So, and you also have a cleave as well on top of all the abilities that are very annoying for CK.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not sure if it actually solves the Sniper problem. I get it against the CK, but against the Sniper, you're basically counting on the clockwork mainly, and maybe a blink, you know, either...
You're eventually going to be getting the blink control, but also when clockwork initiates, having a bit of a global
my god, look at that vascularity. Good lord.
You do have the gates from Underlord to be able to potentially TP right in front of him and be able to kill him. So I think this is a very, very good answer. I believe they were debating between the two heroes that we were talking about, but this, after seeing what they picked, looked like a much better option.
I agree. I think that's definitely an underrated component to Underlord. You know, the way people counter Sniper with the Centaur is you ult everyone on top of Sniper, right? It's not like you jump him with the Centaur, you jump him with literally the entire team. And in a way, Underlord can also do that. It requires some good portal positioning, but this is Noob we're talking about.
Yeah, but I do feel like the 3 cores on Nigma Galaxy, they tend to need a lot more farm compared to the XG side where, I mean, Mars doesn't need too much, CK doesn't need too much.
True.
The Sniper is the only one that needs a lot. So I feel like Nigma has a much slower early game, whereas XG is going to have a much faster early game, and that could decide the remaining of the game.
I mean, we're also seeing 2 first picks in the tournament in this draft, right? The Sniper and the Chaos Knight. That's something that we haven't actually seen yet here at TI14. So that's also a big question mark. How are they going to be playing with that, despite the fact that we have not been able to see those heroes? We'll see exactly, though, if that caught off guard Nigma Galaxy at all as we head on down to the stage with Slacks.
Absolutely. Hello out there. Of course, this place is packed for this this series, Mr. Kuro. So good to see you, and I have to say, I think a lot of people are here for you and the boys. Got to feel pretty good, but let's get into questions. All right, very mixed draft here. We got some, Mars Sapphire 2021 Animator stuff, but 2 new heroes. We have Sniper and Chaos Knight. Now, I know you and me are getting kind of old. Do you remember what these 2 heroes do?
Yeah, of course. We are ready for them.
Are you ready for them? Do you think you're prepared? Because were you surprised when you saw these coming out? I mean, obviously some pretty standard picks coming out from them, but they haven't picked it yet.
A little bit. We had an understanding what type of last pick they wanted. I thought it could have been Alk, but they took CK instead.
Okay, all right. Well, we do have Sumail out here on Invoker again, yet to lose a game on the main stage. Lost one in the road, but who cares about that? It was a long time ago. Do you feel like this team is performing really good with the crowd's energy? Is that why you guys can't lose on some of these heroes?
I mean, crowd is amazing. People are so good to us. Like, we love it. And it's really why we're doing this at the end of the day, especially the old-timers, Maroon, Sumail, myself. This is it, we come to play TI, we enjoy it, and I think a little bit nerves are natural, but not necessarily a bad thing, and we're getting more used to it. But yeah, we're just enjoying it.
All right, well, I am going to be sure to enjoy this game as well. My last question here for you. Now, do you think that there's anything you could have done better in this draft? Is this the exact kind of draft that you want? Do you think that there's any kind of improvements you could have made?
Depends on the outcome of the game.
That's a good-ass answer. All right, Mr. Kuro, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give it up one more time for Kuroki Enigma? As we head in to Game 1 of this elimination series.
Thank you very much there, Slacks and Kuroki, as indeed we're ready to get into the action here of Game 1 between Extreme Gaming and Enigma Galaxy. Folks, exciting stuff going down in the draft. Of course, Enigma Galaxy very much getting all their strengths. Extreme getting some of their older strengths. Some stuff that we're not seeing here, but not, especially the Sniper, right? This is not a surprise. XM, one of the best on this hero.
Still wild to see that it took this long in the tournament to have it come out when we're seeing a lot of these. I mean, some of these mid laners that do suffer, right? A lot of Puck, Invoker that can suffer versus something like that Sniper. But let's see, because I've talked to a lot of the pros here, and a lot of them have, mostly the same opinion on the Sniper. They are unsure how to really build the hero nowadays. The damage just feels a bit lackluster, but let's see what the Master is going to be able to do on it. XM, sure. But we have to look at everything else, of course, too. We have a lot of very flashy things coming into this game. We have ET, I have to mention him, one of my favorites. Love to see this hero. But ending up with the CK last pick into a lot of traditional counters. He's playing into Invoker, which literally was one of the best counters for so long versus that CK. And they get a last pick Underlord versus that CK too, which is pretty difficult.
I'm very excited to see what Arme is going to be able to pull off on this hero, as it's definitely not something that other teams would be going for.
Yeah, and he went for the fundamental forging. So to point this one out, since we never get to see this hero, the facet lets you get neutral items from the next tier, which could be pretty interesting if we can get like the serrated shiv, right? I think the one that most of these cores like to have early on. We'll have to see what he does prioritize with that.
So far, with this sort of lane setup, what do you sort of expect for him down there on the CK? Is it an easy lane, or could we see Enigma Galaxy pushing Arme out?
They could definitely put some pressure onto him too, but he does have an ET, which can soak a lot of pressure at times. Does mean the ET can get caught and die down here, but perhaps it could secure the lane a little better for Arme. But double melee into this Underlord, absolutely. Noob can have a great time.
Oh, they're going to get the cogs down here. Sunstrike coming in as well. XG, they're in trouble. Enigma Galaxy, they're going to be able to clean up the both of them. Oh dear, that's not the hot way to start things. At the same time, up top, it's going to be another loss here for XG. They lose a third hero. Enigma Galaxy striking hot.
Beautiful cogs coming in from Omar, catching the 2 of them. Noob is at plus 70 damage now. The dream to start your lane. Double melee into Underlord can definitely be problematic. Double strength melee as well, right? So that Firestorm, super effective if you can get in that type of connection.
Yeah, not easy for these two to trade.
No.
When they try and step up.
Once they hit 3 on the Elder Titan, that's when he's got his power peak. He can trade a lot easier, but versus Clockwork, Clock has traditionally and almost always been one of the better counters versus Elder Titan in the lane as well. These little battery assaults can be very disruptive, burning his mana with the cogs as well too. So let's see how XG can stabilize things after giving up a very early double kill.
And just the fact that, as we saw, there's always going to be that easy setup for Sumail to throw in a Sunstrike as well. So.
Oh yeah.
Extreme, they've got to be very cautious down here on this safe lane.
Sumail will find himself a D-ward in that mid lane. Some of the hits from XM were on the high ground. Nice one from him.
And looking up at the top lane. And once again, Troll coming through, still has a pretty incredible win rate so far here at the tournament. Looks like a good Troll game, or what is there to sort of counter him this time?
It looks like a pretty damn good Troll game, yeah. Sure, he can get kited a bit with some of the chain stuns, and there are some funny interactions that can happen with Elder Titan, of course, too, just controlling him during his entire battle trance, but yeah, looks pretty solid overall, right? Being able to switch between that melee and range form versus Mars is always going to be really effective, and mid-game, I think we've seen what the power of what the Troll can do. Although he did lose, I think it was both games yesterday, right? So after having that 100% win rate,
I think we did get a couple. We definitely got this one.
I know he won one of the ones later on, but
it's definitely not 100% anymore. He's going to fall pretty low here. Another blast comes in. Sunstrike is at the ready if Sumail feels that he can maybe line something up. It's not even going to be needed. Yeah, GH, he's got it alone. And runs Jin-Q out of the lane.
And it's really cool to point out how they did the laning setup, right? We can go back a little bit and how Nigma decided to do these lanes. Having the Pugna up here with this Stroll, it's going to ensure the lane a lot easier for him. I think we mention it every time with Pugna. One of the best, if not the best harasser in terms of laning phase. Even if he's versus Snapfire or his ward.
Bit of a sneaky setup here. Look at the Tornado and the Cold Snap. Buys up for Omar to TP in and trap XM in the cogs. XM will get back up as Jin-Q. Tries to stand his ground and turn it. Brings Sumail down. Can he do it? He can.
He does.
He'll bring Sumail down first, XM, but will still fall.
Another
Omar
TP.
should be able to get away from Jin-Q. GH coming in to make sure that Nigma Galaxy don't lose a second hero. So ends up being the 1-for-1. Not quite able to cancel the south there either. But yeah, for Extreme, they get that kill first. XM able to have enough damage to bring Sumail down in time.
A clever play, though, from Sumail. Usually don't see this too often, right? Getting the Wex point early, trying to get the setup. Does, of course, he dies first, but just on top of things, looking for these early movements. I think we've seen this from Omar so many times from Nigma. Most of the time he's playing like the Bane, so it's a lot easier for him to just naturally rotate, but yeah, impressive stuff. Is Omar bottom? X-Nova in the cogs.
See what they can do here. Arme ready to step across as well. Sunstrike coming in, finishes off X-Nova. Sumail takes him down. Stun alone, not enough damage to kill Omar. Omar's going to be fine, and Arme taking huge hits here from Noob.
I think he actually saved him with that Lotus. I think it was exactly enough HP.
As the damage came in from the vault.
As it came in. I think it was literally split second. I'd have to look exactly again, but it almost looks perfect.
Top lane Ghost. He's feeling the pressure here, but we'll get the whirling axes off, and actually able to survive against these two.
There's just a lot of stuff going on in this early game. In 6 minutes, action aplenty. Lane's already being broken, as we see.
Definitely in the mid, though, whilst attention is drawn elsewhere. I think one of the reasons as well we saw Sumail try and go for that attempt with Omar TPing in is because if this gets left as a 1v1, the pressure from XM is adding up.
Absolutely.
It's much harder for sort of Sumail to step up. Level 3 shrapnels are online. Yeah. XM ready to keep that wave shoved in.
Really strong matchup for the sniper versus that invoker, especially in this early. Of course, things have perhaps changed with this new Dominator build, because now you actually have extra armor on the invoker, which could make a pretty big difference in terms of harassment, but XM is whittling the tower down. It's down to about half HP in the mid lane, just from him constantly poking, so could definitely see another, perhaps, Tornado move come in, where they want to try for a rotation on him.
And talking about Dominator builds, what are we going to see from Arme on the CK? Is it going to be
standard?
You think you're still just picking up the armlet?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not armlet versus all this percent damage, but something like Echo or armlet, one of these early items. Omar's in.
Here's the setup.
The Tornadoes.
Easily now allowing Omar to close in onto XM. XM will be able to break his way out of the cogs, and he's going to be fine. Now he's actually able to maybe turn with the shrapnels down onto Omar. Here comes the assassinate. It's coming in. Bam! XM takes him down. It's at the point, right? Because XM has been able to play the lane as well as he has. It's not easy to gank him, even when you get such a clear-cut setup with this Tornado, Cold Snap, into the control and damage of the Clockwork. It's not quite enough. XM survives and proving to be a very difficult gank now at this point.
If it's almost any other player on Sniper, likely to die, but XM, he is the master of this hero. He pushes it to the limits, immediately just starts poking the tower again. No hesitation, half HP, who cares? Trying to bring any attention onto that mid lane. He just keeps pinging it. Yeah, he's like, I'm hitting the mid tower, guys. Look at this.
He's getting a lot out of this.
He's going to bring it down eventually, so let's see how they want to react. He's actually calling for his 2 supports to play around the power rune as well. This tower's going down.
You see this early movement as well. They also have Ghost coming down to this bottom lane as he's come through the gates. GH and Omar starting to push Arme away. So at least with the presence of the four of them, they'll be able to push onto the tier 1 tower. But indeed, this tier 1 mid going down very early here to XM.
It is absolutely dead. Sumail also, deep wards being placed. I believe that's just to block the camp. But Sumail, he does have his Dominator finished, but loses his tower at 8 minutes. A pretty big deal. It's going to open up potential movements, or perhaps for XM, as he's going to find an amp damage. This is a big rune.
And indeed, build-wise for Arme, no surprises. As you say, we'll stick to the armlet this game.
He is going to do it. Okay.
So, nothing too crazy.
Probably just can't not go armlet, I guess, on CK.
It's just that value.
Yeah.
With the Phantasm.
There is quite a bit of percent damage, though, so we'll have to watch versus that Firestorm.
And because how active do you think Arme is going to be? Is this a game where you get the armlet on the CK and you're turning up to fights? Or is it going to be armlet into the BKB or something and then you go?
It just doesn't look like the easiest CK game, so I'm not sure. It feels like he might have to just sit back and farm. Because there's just a lot of spells that are excellent versus him. All the Pugna spells, actually, majority of the heroes, to be completely honest with you. So we'll have to see what he wants. See the Tumbler's toy.
Now top lane, XM, ready to move around the map. Uses power to pressure some of these other side lane towers. He's actually going to come back in with the TP towards the mid as they do want to make sure that Enigma Galaxy doesn't get the chance to put the pressure in. Omar's gone a bit deep here as XM and Xnova will quickly deal with him. Another kill for XM as he'll now be in position to hold the defense and ensure that Enigma Galaxy just aren't really getting any damage at all really onto this tier 1 tower. XM being able to pressure and hold the mid very well in this opening 10 minutes.
It's really interesting how they're doing this at the last 2 days of the tournament, right? Switching things up. They have, of course, the CK as their quote-unquote carry, but does feel like XM is going to be that true carry in the mid lane, being given all the space, pretty much everything in the world.
I mean, absolutely right. In these sort of fights, if it sort of ends up with Arme just being on the front lines, dying, it's not going to be the end of the world for Extreme, because indeed, XM can be that sort of carry from the mid as the sniper.
I think that perhaps is what he's maybe looking at, right? He's going to absorb a lot of attention and just let XM just peep from the sidelines.
I mean, even if it's just sort of being on the front lines, right, so that the troll, when he goes salts, he's going on the CK, right? He's not touching the sniper.
Yeah, it could be really, really cool to
see. So Enigma Galaxy definitely going to have to find ways to get on top and deal with XM in the skirmishes.
And they do have some tools. You know, they do have the Underlord Pit at some points that we'll have to see when they are just able to teleport on top of him. Sumail, we'll get the deny on his Dominator. Easy.
Extreme showing it's going to be quite difficult for Enigma Galaxy to enter into the jungle. They did get that observer ward down, so decent bit of vision on to Extreme side of the map. We're going to see XXS try for the setup. Kiss is coming in as well. Ghost, of course, will have the chance to get the trance off, but will surely come to an end. And Ghost, he's gone to Stun Strike. Oh, he's ready for it, XXS. He knows.
That was really close. Nice sidestep.
Very, very nice sidestep.
All three laners, all three cores at the moment having a pretty solid time on this side Extreme. This is going to be a very fast Blink Dagger on XXS. One of the scarier Mars as well. We've been seeing this hero just rise and rise throughout this tournament, looking super good in most games, and yeah, it's going to be very early timings for him. And it's literally probably the best hero in the game to protect the sniper, right? They've got 3 fantastic tools to protect him. So this type of start can be huge, especially with the way they're making sure they don't lose their towers here. I mean, GH, he's trying to poke and prod it, but continuous protection.
Coming in with a good angle from the side, gets the setup onto Xnova.
It's gone.
Will allow them to continue to hover around here, Enigma Galaxy.
Xnova was way too far forward there. XM stepping up. There's a hook shot available for Omar.
I mean, if Omar sees the chance, he will dive for this.
He's thinking about it. There is backup, though. XXS is in the area. No arena, but he has a spear. I think they know. He's pinging it.
Let's see who's going to be first to make the move. Need the team content with looking to start a fight.
How's Noob doing on his pipe? He's getting pretty close to it. Ame, they're making the move on him.
They're going to get the catch here. Omar in with a hook shot. Sunstrike coming in as well. Phantasm will be there to dodge it, but Ame still goes down.
Surprised he showed in the lane. I thought he was going to keep jungling for quite some time here, because it's just, if he gets caught from any of these spells, it does feel like he's just a free kill. I believe that is the pipe finished up now for Noob, so very early timing versus... The sniper's going to be able to deal a decent amount of damage in this versus this, but the Snapfire and the Mars combo could get answered pretty heavily if Noob just TPs in and pops that pipe for the team.
And we're going to see Ame just going to go full in on the illusions, wants to get the armlet into the Manta this game.
Okay. Farming build.
Good early pipe timing from Nigma Galaxy, which
it's very early.
Absolutely make the difference when they turn up to the fights.
And they're going the build that we've seen most of the time on the Invoker. He's going for the drums. Some people have been pivoting away from it a little bit here, but more early game fighting they're looking for.
Extreme, ready with the smoke.
Blink on XXS. They've got Kisses plus Arena. And Splitter available too.
I mean, the combo's going to be good if they find any sort of these cores, but Omar already ready to sort of disrupt the push forward. He'll throw his body into the hook shot. Samel's still going to get caught here in the arena. Omar surviving for now. XM just dying here to the life drain. They kill off the sniper. Samel, can he escape this? He can't. XXS takes him out with the final right click. Noob, he should be fine. 2 PF here on the underlord for them to go for. XXS trying to get the connection.
Ghost.
Does manage to latch down onto him with the spear. Arme moves in with the stun. Noob falling below. The blast comes in. Noob goes down. Extreme. They find a third. Ghost. He's going to try and fight on though. Committing in with the battle charge.
Another
the spear
stun.
comes in from XXS. The cookie
Another
forward.
stun.
That's going to be ghosted.
Another
the
stun.
from XM and captured the two of them. They're all dead. On Nigma Galaxy as Extreme wipe them. Woo.
They got XM, but it costs them everything there. The chain
What a
stun.
fight from, I mean, and it was just such a rough start for Nigma Galaxy. I guess they felt because they had sort of Omar go in and tank the initial brunt of the attack from Extreme that maybe they could try and get something out of it. But the reality of it was, you know, even though Omar throws his body in, XXS, he's still able to trap Samel in the arena. And from that point onwards, it was just chaos going downhill for Nigma Galaxy and Extreme just destroying them in this 5v5.
They just didn't really have that much damage on the side of Nigma after they did lose Sumail, like you're mentioning here. They lost so much of it. Ghost, he's trying to join the fray, but look at the map where he is.
I mean,
by the time he gets there,
it's risky.
It's very dangerous.
Because here we go, turning up at this point, he's already lost 2 of his heroes.
Yeah, and all the heroes that are alive still, every single one of them have a stun, right? Mars has a stun, CK has a stun, ET has a stun, Sapphire has a stun. They're just completely controlled.
And just a beautiful fight for Arme to be able to turn up to. He's like, you want to try and come and bring this sort of team fight into my jungle? I'll come and be involved. Get involved in the cleanup. A rough move there from Nigma Galaxy that hurts them so badly.
Yeah, they cannot lose. They can't lose Sumail that early in the team fight at this point in the game.
And it really is these sort of moves, you have to be so careful making them specifically into an Extreme when they have something like the XM Sniper, right?
Yes.
If you don't deal with this sort of backline damage output, these fights are only going to get harder and harder. The moves, the initiation, it has to be there from Nigma Galaxy or Extreme Gaming. They might just start to snowball.
It feels like they might for sure. I mean, XXS and Jinq are having a hell of a game so far. The Snap has purchased up the Shard. XXS, he's already got Blink Arenas back up, as we mentioned from before.
Oh yeah, they know how strong they are right now.
Yeah, they're ready to fight at any time. Even into the pipe that we were mentioning from Noob, they have damage to go through it.
They really did. It did not make a difference in that last fight at all. Omar's going to try and get in onto X-Nova. Sunstrike coming in as well. X-Nova will get taken out with the arena. The 2 of them and XM. He's in perfect position to do the damage. Noob, he has to get back out of there, but the Assassinate comes in, stops him getting back through the Fiend's Gate. It's another disaster of a fight here for Nigma Galaxy.
And Sumail?
As Extreme, they clean it up easily here, Samel.
They have sentries.
They do. Is Jinq ready to lay it down? Arme drags Samel back in. They just cannot fight into XG right now. XG are just so ready for this.
It's too much overwhelming damage, too. Yes, you catch the ET, who was very disruptive in the last fight, but everybody else gets complete free spellcasting.
And just free shooting it from this sniper. They have to find XM. XM's just going to be peeping away the entire time. They can't afford to make the jump without having the info on where this sniper is.
I mean, it's getting out of control pretty fast. These first 2 fights, when Nigma's the one kind of picking, well, trying to pick the fights after they catch the smokes, they don't even come close to standing in the fight. And they caught the ET at the start of things, too. Didn't matter. Still just far too much damage, far too much control.
Nigma Galaxy, they've got to really sort of step back, reassess what they want to do in these next moments, because going for one more of these sort of moves and plays, if it comes collapsing down onto them, the game is going to fall into incredibly difficult territory.
It feels like it already is, to be completely honest with you, because looking at the way that their draft functions, they don't really have the most stuns, right? They have a hook shot and some spell combos that can come in and some damage, but overall, Extreme, there's just so much control in the fight. It's absurd.
You're not going to stop Extreme from getting off all of their abilities. They're going to get to click their spells.
Even if you catch, let's say, X-Nova in the front, as we saw there, XXS is going to get the spells off. If you catch XXS in the front, you're not going to kill him. This Mars at this point is way too tanky. You don't have the damage.
I mean, because if you sort of look at the state of the heroes on Nigma Galaxy right now, it's like for Ghost, it feels like he can't turn up until he's got the Asher and the BKB done now, right? You just can't want to see this troll try and get involved because it feels like it's just impossible at this point for Ghost to turn up and have a chance of surviving against a 5-man of Extreme Gaming.
And is he going to even do damage when he has that build, right? It's not really much when you're playing versus something like Mars, CK, these heroes that can just stand and absorb. Especially the Mars, as we saw there. He just faces him.
See bottom. They'll find a chance to get a pick off it. XXS caught out alone. Nigma Galaxy
good catch.
Able to make something happen. And the question is, are they going to be tempted now to try and turn this into something else? They've taken one of the big kind of frontline presences off XG, off the map. Can you go for more if you're Nigma Galaxy?
I think maybe that's how their lineup just has to work, right? They do have that global threat to catch heroes split up on the side with the clock, with the Sunstrike plus the pits, or with the Underlord, sorry.
Yeah.
But
the team
fights just seem way too difficult at this point. So, yeah, like you said, maybe reassess things, split the map up, try to look for these pickoffs to get an opportunity back into this game.
Now we'll see things start to calm down a little bit. Of course, you know, XG, it's not like they mind things slowing down either themselves, right? They're running this sort of, it's a carry sniper from the mid. Arme also ready, of course, to still be that carry presence. He's going to be looking towards that Bloodthorn now after the Armlet and the Manta.
Yeah, we should
they're
point out.
happy to hit creeps as well, XG.
Yeah, we should point out, looking at his neutral item, something we just have to point out for the CK in particular, right? He's got the mystical pollen bag that usually you can't get for some time. These type of things absolutely make a difference in these fights. Just makes him that much stronger. He's getting away with a lot of farm now.
14 to 10, 5k lead.
XG, smoked up, looking for the fight again.
More than happy to keep going each and every time that the ultimates are up.
I'm really questioning how Enigma approaches just the 5v5 engagements, or if they just literally have to dodge them until they feel like they have these timings.
The 5v5 seem impossible with the way that XG have managed to execute in the last few times.
Jin Q also, have to keep highlighting him. He's having a pretty flawless game so far in this Snapfire. 4-staff is done after the shard.
Enigma Galaxy is smoked up in preparation.
Looking for that Tormentor fight. This does not look like an easy one for the side of Enigma.
This is... If Nigma Galaxy sort of drag themselves into the action as well, it's a timing where, you know, Sumail, he's like 600 gold off the Agonies. So close to a big timing.
I mean, they're looking for the fight.
I mean, this is just a bit of a bait right from Arme. Are Nigma Galaxy going to commit for this? They seem cautious.
XXS is in the tree line.
I mean, XG is so ready if Nigma Galaxy do try and start something. XXS is going to go for the jump first. Sets up here on the Noob, gets the push back with the spear into the Earth, but the Kiss is coming in as well. Omar will be able to get onto the back lines. Gets blocked down onto the 2, and the meatball coming in from Sumail, burning through the support. Tex Nova will fall.
Very good cogs, catches the both of them there. That's Kisses used. There's still an arena available.
I mean, XG, do they still want to try for more 4v5? They might still feel strong. Omar, barely surviving.
Healing him up. That's what GH is there for. Noob, that was the show of the Crimson, plus the pipe, absorbs a fair bit of damage. Respawn is coming in for the ET. Does Nigma still want to stay in the area? It looks like they do.
XXS.
Go
Need to jump forward again. Slowly peeping away here at the Underlord. Noob down to half HP.
It's adding up.
Watching for the sidelines. Noob, he's starting to drop now. The heals are coming in. Cookie gonna connect this time. Noob's gonna be fine. Arme's actually trapped to the side in the cogs. Sunstrike comes in. Arme's in trouble. Ghost, he's just able to take him out.
And another
hook jump forward. Nigma Galaxy, they know they're gonna try and push this for more. The arena will be dropped down to try and hold them back. XM peeping and goes to the side, but the battle trance is up. Ghost gets the ultimate off, and now he's ready to start getting the hits in. Closes the gap over towards the snap. They're cleaning up in Nigma Galaxy. They turn towards XXS. Ghost getting focused by Noob and Sumail as they push the sniper out of the fight, and they bring him down. GH gets a triple kill amongst it all, and Nigma Galaxy this time, they get the team wipe.
I love this buyback from Noob. I think this makes a big difference coming in, buffing up the auras, throwing on Ghost so he can stand his ground. What a beautiful fight.
Wow.
The angle they can find, right? Catching Ame on the south side before the fight kicks off.
I mean, an incredibly rough way for sort of Ame to die very early on in that fight there. Getting caught, heading up the steps.
Noob, they're whittling him down, but he actually did his job, right? Absorbing so much pressure, and then Ame getting caught on the south side. Makes the difference here. A great buyback.
We'll see it here, right? Ame heads up, but it's straight into
so
Ghost.
Dangerous.
Ghost in position, and Omar right next to Ghost there. He could be there to trap whoever headed up to the high ground, and it being Ame meant that the carry from Extreme Gaming getting taken out so early in this team fight. And at this point onwards, XM, he is in position. He's starting to do the damage, but Ghost getting the ult off before that spear into the arena wall was there.
And the buyback
meant that they had the chance. And indeed, Noob coming in to make sure that XM did not get the chance to continue to peep away at the troll, push him out of the fight, and ensure that Nigma Galaxy take all 5 down.
What a cool approach for that Tormentor fight. Love that they're able to still fight into this very strong team fight lineup they were mentioning. They broke the formation, and that's kind of the key. What allowed them to enter to that one there here too. As Ags is finished up from Sumail, as we said, the Crimson in the pipe was finished from Noob, and even after the buyback, he's actually still pretty good on that net worth chart. Top up there. That was beautiful.
Yeah, not an easy fight to make happen, but they managed to do it, Nigma Galaxy, setting the game back to very even territory here, 16-16.
And it probably makes Ghost feel a lot better in terms of his matchup, as we saw there. Even with just a Battle Fury and a Yasha, he can turn up with all those auras and all those buff-ups.
Oh, for sure. That was a risky call to make for him to get involved, but it absolutely pays off this time.
The magic. Stars aligning.
Let's see where they head to next. Starting to look towards the bottom side of the map. Arme, how's he doing on the progression? Very
Still
close to
pretty good.
having at least the Orchid online.
But completely stabilizing things on the side of Nigma Galaxy. Net worth completely back to 0. I believe they're actually in the experience lead after that fight as well, after being about 1,000 XP behind too. So XG slowing the pace down themselves, looking for those next few items. XM getting closer and closer to that Mjolnir. They do have to watch out in terms of these, at least in these fights, if they can get these, you know, GH in particular, we didn't get to highlight him, but ending up with a triple kill in that last fight, he got a lot of healing off as well, too. So this Pugna, this pesky Pugna does have to be addressed as well.
I mean, the support duo of Nigma Galaxy, we've seen it from these two before, right? And on these heroes, GH on his Pugna, Omar on the clock. They get a lot of work done.
Omar and his clock has been insane on this main stage, finding both supports even earlier before the fight started, too. These type of things are huge. 2K lead now for them.
Yeah, as we see that as well, even though the Ghost had the toughest start out of the carries, already so far, he's managed to do twice the amount of damage that Arme on the CK's been able to do in these fights.
Cool, very cool.
So a lot coming out here from the Troll, and this is pre-BKB, as I said. That's not easy for Ghost to do. Next fight round, he will have that BKB complete.
That probably was all that last fight. He literally was attacking for so long, right? So, yeah, he's gonna have the BKB, so we'll be able to play a little bit easier versus that arena and versus those kisses, as we say.
XM, of course, continues to scale very, very nicely. Full Mjolnir on top of the completed Hurricane Pipe.
Next timings have been hit. They have BKB on the Mars, and as you said, the Mjolnir is done for that sniper. They're looking
he
for a
has
fight
to be
again.
dealt with. Yeah, Omar's got to find him, or as we saw last time around, Noob's got to be able to try and set up with the Fiend's Gate to get in the face of the sniper.
Yeah, they cannot let XG just set up for the team fight. They have to be ready to break that formation. Ward will be taken out. Roche, perhaps the next point of contention soon, as it is top for the next 4 minutes.
Oh yeah, I mean, both teams are definitely going to want to have a say about that.
Both teams very good at fighting around the pit, though.
Yeah, I'm very good at killing the Roche.
Yeah.
Nice success.
Omar.
Doesn't really want to go in on the clock.
They'll just take the amp damage.
Yeah, mate. It's getting the Phantasm out so he can push the waves out. Set the map up a bit more. Preferably here for Extreme.
What's he going to take? He'll take the Magnifying Monocle. Okay, so a little bit of extra attack range, extra magic resist as well for him and his illusions. It's so weird to see a tier 4 neutral at 26 minutes in, just because you don't really see it almost at all, especially not in this tournament. Let's see if it does make that difference.
I mean, XG can't really start the Roche, can they?
I don't think either really can.
You've got to kill some heroes, really.
Omar, they're poking from
it's
the
another
distance.
kisses, and it's a good arena. Stops Omar from being able to get away with a hook shot. Does take a couple of ultimates, but that is the clock gone.
Nope.
It's going to Fiend's Gate in. XX is able to back away. Ghost, he's moving on the backlines. He's just able to walk up over towards XM, but a cookie and a Hurricane Pipe pushback allows XM to get out of there.
That's an early BKB.
It is. He has to back off.
Oh, Ghost has to be very careful here.
I mean, he tried his chances there to attempt to walk up and get in on top of XM, but no. XM was more than ready to jump away over that Rochefort, get away, and now with the BKB on cooldown for the Troll, that might just be all that they need to have the time to go for this Roche and know that Nigma Galaxy aren't going to contest this.
It looked nice for a second, right? Because Ghost had the angle, but there's a cookie, there's a force staff, there's a lot of different disengage. You have to be careful on this.
And XM was so ready. He was so ready to step back and step away from that Troll, and there it is. Roshan taken down by Extreme, and Aegis picked up by Arme.
They give it to Arme, cool. That's interesting. That second life could make a big difference, because if they use the majority of the spells on the first one, then Arme can absolutely do some cleanup.
Now with this Aegis online, what do you think the call's going to be from Extreme? Do they look to try and push this? Are they happy to still farm? And then Enigma Galaxy, are you avoiding the action, or are you still going to try and make plays into the Chaos Knight's Aegis?
I feel like for Enigma, again, they might have to just sit back and wait a little bit longer, just for that timing in particular.
Sure.
But still, they could look for these global pickoffs if they do see an opportunity, because they do have that availability. But I would say that XG, they're the ones that are looking to lead the charge. I said that before, and Enigma was the one that actually took the fight, but I would imagine so with this Aegis.
I mean, they should feel pretty strong still, even though the numbers are close.
The team fight still has to be very specific for the side of Enigma.
Well, they're going to find him out on his lonesome here.
He's going down.
No way out for him. A little bit of a freebie for Extreme. Next round of those arms getting finished off, though, for Enigma Galaxy. SNY now done on Ghost, and Sumail has got the BKB ready for the next team fight.
Damage could be, if Ame is not addressed, if he doesn't get killed early in this one, it could be devastating. The Bloodthorn is done. Manta, Phantasm, Bloodthorn, if anyone gets ripped in, they are just pretty much dead.
I mean, this is the thing, right? From Extreme side of things, if they get the stun in the Bloodthorn and they have sort of the sniper and the CK focusing down a hero, the ET around, like anyone will die. Even noob, right? You got to even be careful on the Underlord if you get grabbed at the start of the action.
It has to be very specific conditions that Enigma has to find to be able to look for a fight here. It looks like they are perhaps thinking about something here. I'm seeing some lines being drawn.
Okay.
XXS, I was seeing he was debating which build he wants to go for a couple times here. He had the full Hex on the Mars.
Oh, wow.
Very early.
That is early in the build.
Yeah, so pretty devastating in terms of either controlling a Pugna who's trying to save allies and Invoker who doesn't get a BKB off. They're looking for the fight, though.
Do they want to fight around this tier 2?
XXS?
I mean, they're getting a good wrap around it.
XXS is not there. He's mid lane. He showed.
Omar's going in. They're going to try and find X-Nova first, as Omar's able to get on top of him. He's able to get out of the cog. Sunstrike coming in onto X-Nova. X-Nova will fall. They take out the ET. Now they're trying to turn for more. GH able to slide to the side with the Force Staff. Now Arme sort of surrounded. Of course, does still have the Aegis. There's the back from XXS. Comes in with the arena. They're controlling Ghost. They kill him off. He's not able to get off the ultimate.
That's the reveal.
And now the rest of the fight, Enigma Galaxy have to run. GH barely surviving. Arme on round 2. He's ready to keep the push going. They tried for the fight, but
what a purchase.
But Ghost getting caught out. Not a chance to get the BKB off, to get the battle trance off. They kill off the troll, and with Ghost gone, no chance for the team fight to continue in Enigma Galaxy's favor.
I do not think they expected this to come out from XXS this early. Just gets the Hex off. You're not going to preemptively click your BKB in a lot of these team fights. Gets the control pre-BKB, and then he's just dead. Bottom, we saw a fair bit of split push, though. Like 2,100 damage done on this tower from Sumail in the meantime.
Alme's ready to push it back out, though. Goes top. XM finishes off the tier 2 tower.
That was a very decisive fight there from XG this time around.
Yeah, Arme and XM continuing to maintain themselves at the top of the net worth on this CK and Sniper, and just both scaling up fantastically. Now, again, it really is for these two carries that are going to be very, very strong as the game goes on. So a lot for Enigma Galaxy to try and deal with.
And so much kiting. You know, this is something that we always have to talk about when there's a Troll Warlord, right? The problem that this hero can run into a lot of times is just sticking on targets and hitting them. I'm seeing Disperser now built up for Sniper. He's got Hurricane Pike. He's got the Grenade. They've got Force Staffs. They've got Cookie. So definitely could be difficult if Ghost doesn't find the right angle.
GH, he's going to be caught. The Hex again from XXS, making these moves easy.
Starting to get easier for them. The XX, I call this usually the XXS build because I think he very rarely deviates. He's going to go Refresher next, and the teamfight control becomes pretty ridiculous from this Mars.
I'll call it the Hex yes build. Here we go, push coming in on the bottom lane. Enigma Galaxy, do they want to do this? They're going to try. Sumail jumps in and commits straight away with the BKB. They'll look to get the lockdown onto Arme. Ghost, he's in. Straight in on top of XXS for now, as XXS is going to try and tank this, but the damage from Ghost is building up. But the push back the spear into the wall. He'll be held back in the arena. Sunstrike coming down onto X-Nova. Will it be enough to bring him down? But XM, he's in position to get the damage in onto Noob. Take out the double. Enigma Galaxy, they have to scramble back. A risky fight for them to try and attempt there around their tier 1, and it does not go well for them, Fogged.
And they used the buyback on GH even at the start of things. XG, they're showing the power of their team fight.
Oh, they are.
XM is just able to do anything he wants. Ame, he is the distraction. So many spells absorbed there. The sniper's just peeping on the sideline the entire time.
This CK sniper thing, you know, the first time we're seeing it coming out at this international, and it just feels so at home in the hands of XG.
And they're healed up. The Greaves, as we see from Jin Q. He's even got a Vlad's for the sustain in these team fights too. As that shard is sitting there for some time. He'll get it eventually, but the push, XM, getting a fair bit onto this tower here. And yeah, he's speedy. Disperser's done, so
he's so slippery.
How do you stick on him? Very difficult. Even without that BKB purchase. Now Ame, he will buy his own BKBs.
Yep, he's going to have the two of them coming out. He said the BKB and the shard now being delivered.
And now how do you kill the CK, right? The idea of killing the CK is around that Underlord and the Invoker. They couldn't even do a pre-BKB there, as we saw.
I mean, when it comes to the high ground defense, is there anything that is scary from Nigma Galaxy in particular, or do Extreme have pretty good ways of entering the base?
Pretty damn good ways of entering base and forcing the issue. I think Mars is one of the best as we've seen, and they have good ways to get vision, right? They can just put an ET Spirit, and Sniper can just peek from low ground.
Yeah.
It kind of forces the issue, the onus on Nigma to make a move.
I mean, it really is that scary even inside your own base, right? As you said. Think of the vision, and XXS is able to just blink Hex, it could be game over.
Absolutely.
So you've got to be so ready to bail out whoever XXS looks to get his hands on with the Hex.
And they do not have, I mean, they do have a defensive 4-step as we see from GH, but he can't do everything. He's been trying to save his allies as much as possible, but just could not on that last situation. Okay, Ame. What's he gonna get? It's the big timing for the CK. 30 seconds.
And with the timing, he's gonna get this upgraded tier of neutral. It's just sliding in so well with the progress that they've made so far this game.
And this is really clever, the way that they've been able to play this one. DD top, Ame.
We'll see now, Nigma Galaxy, earlier on, they were able to sort of turn the tides a little bit. Despite the lead that XG were getting throughout these team fights. Now it's a much tougher point.
It feels like they worked magic in that fight top, to be honest with you, because it felt like they had almost no qualms of winning that one, but having that fight go decent for them has put them into at least a position where they could fight earlier, but now we're seeing the problems as Ame. One more token.
I've got the Blink Dagger now on Ghost, so he'll have a little bit better of a chance of finding his target.
His damage still feels limited, I gotta be honest.
There we go. What's
oh my god, he got the Stygian.
Yep. 35 minutes in, the power here of this facet.
He's gonna kill anybody.
And bottom XXS, he's caught the two of them.
Noob.
He's gone. GH is going to try and run, but the Glimmer's going to soon come to an end. As XXS ready to shut down the escape.
Oof, the damage is just ridiculous at this point with this Stygian. 70 seconds, no Pugna.
I mean, how do you deal with this?
I don't know, Owen.
This
truly don't.
Again, this Chaos Knight and Sniper are going to be doing so much damage in these team fights. How on earth do Nigma Galaxy deal with the both of them?
And they're not squishy, right? The Mars is very tanky. His Refresher is about to be done, so you have to deal with 2 full combos. And yes, CK is going to be sitting at what? 4,500 HP pretty soon with that Octarine finished up. Outworld staff also for XM.
Getting a very nice pickup with the alert as well. So that attack speed, bonus night vision, extra attack range. Pretty perfect here for him on the Sniper.
Yeah, and now a BKB finished up too. It feels like he has every single tool that he needs. This fight's just getting harder and harder, it feels. Roche.
I mean, it's really going to have to be nothing less than perfect from Nigma Galaxy to try and turn this one round. As XG in a fantastic spot here.
Just don't know how Ghost does damage. I feel like he needs that next item before the fight, but he is going for Satanic next, which is just survivability. I guess he does have Alacrity plus Solar Crest to buff him up a bit there, but feels like they are getting too tanky on the side of XG now to deal with. Waiting for that Roche. Q.
I mean, are you trying to take this fight if you're Nigma Galaxy, or you're waiting?
I think you wait high ground. I think going out there is crazy, but they've done some crazy stuff this game already, so.
Yeah, especially with this Refresher now on XXS.
And all these brand new neutral items that they've been able to pick up, some really big ones.
So many things flowing in for Extreme Gaming, whilst Nigma Galaxy just struggling to get that next set of items complete.
They just haven't had that much growth in these last few moments, really. Sumail going for the Lincolns next. It looks like they are going to potentially try to smoke out and look for this. They are grouping up.
It's a risky move, but maybe a risk that needs to be taken to get themselves back in this game.
right, Roche, it is up.
Scout out the situation here. They know what's going down.
Ame can just sit there and solo it. Roar will come out.
Enigma Galaxy, they're going to look for the long wraparound. Try and get up on this high ground.
Smoke out, XG. GQ will break, they know.
Ame's coming in. They know what's up now. They know whereabouts Enigma Galaxy is. There's the jump straight away. XXS in with immediate hex. On towards Noob. Controlling the arena. That's the tankiest one. Killed off immediately.
Backline.
They'll get onto the backlines. Ghost trying to get in onto Xingqiu. He'll be pulled back for now by Ame, but still closing in on the Sapphire. Ghost trying to desperately kill Xingqiu, but Xingqiu surviving. Can he actually finish up the job? He can't. Xingqiu will live. Noob, he bought back for this. He's dead again. And now at this point, Enigma Galaxy, they've got to run. The second arena will be off the mark from XXS, but it won't matter. They still get the catch on to Omar. The fight is still theirs, Extreme.
Ghost?
I mean, Ghost, he has to run. I mean, doesn't have room for that one. So I won't be able to pick that up and get out. But again, it's just such an awkward situation there where you sort of have Ghost trying to get this kill on Xingqiu. It just took him so much time where he's chasing this Snapfire out of the fight. Sure, Xingqiu dies at the end of it all, but at that point, the rest of the fight for the rest of the team has crumbled.
They also lost their aura carrier immediately at the start of the fight. Noob just dies to the first control.
It's just so much damage from these two.
I mean, XM and Ame doing the work with the supporting cast. The XM sniper, we said it's a thing to fear. 11, 3, and 14.
Yeah, didn't need to bring it out in the tournament up until this point, but he's ready to bring it out now here, down in the lower bracket, and absolutely making a case for teams to consider it going forward in the drafts.
Onto the high ground, 30 seconds, Noob. As we said, he used the buyback again in that last fight.
You see the damage here, coming up to 45,000 nearly, coming out from this sniper.
Insane. Actually doing almost more than his entire team, just on his own. XM has been able to just sit and stand his ground.
Trying their best to hold back it. Enigma Galaxy nearly having the full lineup back up.
Ame will cut the bottom wave as well. XM sticking around. Level 25 has been hit. More shrapnels.
They can't push him off these barracks.
It's gone.
That's the mid-melee rack's gone. Everybody is back up, but again, trying to make a move and trying to make a move into the sniper still with so much time on the Aegis. Can they even stop their racks from going down in Enigma Galaxy?
XG's just gonna stay around here. They feel strong enough. They have double arena in 40 seconds. Eyes on XXS.
Is the smoke. They're gonna try something again here.
That desperate smoke.
But the rack's already gone.
And XG is ready. Look at their positioning here. XXS, he's reading the move.
I mean, we've seen his reactions this game have been immaculate on the Mars. If he sees them, he's going to be able to make that jump before they even get the chance to think.
X-Nova.
Catch it first to the side, he's able to force out. He's in with the X! The spear though, he misses! It's a whip, so Ghost is able to get off the BKB, take out X-Nova, and it's now in on top of Ame. Ame trying to bounce away. XM had the BKB, but Ghost is ready to turn back over towards him. Ghost BKB now coming to an end. XM
Ghost
trying to do the damage to bring down the Troll, but the glimmer's there. Noob, though, he will not stand a chance of escaping the two of them, as that's Noob out for 80. No buyback left on him. GH caught by the Hex, Cookie in, dragged back by Ame. Another one for XG, as it's 3 dead on Enigma Galaxy and Extreme. They can continue the push.
That might just be it. They've got to try to hold on for one more fight. Satanic and Battle Trance is back up, but no BKB.
Again, no Noob still for a full minute. XG ready to try and close this. Enigma Galaxy ready for their last-ditch attempt to try and hold on to the game. Ghost goes in with the stuns there, into the Hex, they're locking him down. Spirit will get the ult off though. But will it matter? Ghost trying to fight back, but he just not have the damage. They lock him down as the ult comes to an end. Ghost will fall. Extreme here, crushing these final moments against Enigma Galaxy. They'll try and hold on here with the last two. Noob's going to be back up in 25 seconds, but the Mega Creeps are up for Extreme. XM onto the tier 4s. Enigma Galaxy, if they got anything left here in this first game, they're going to give it a chance here by the looks of it when Noob's up in 10, but the tier 4s are falling. They might not even get that time.
They've got no Ghost. They've got no carry.
Ancient exposed. As there's Omar in with the hook shot. Noob back up in 2 seconds, but Omar gets destroyed. The Ancient exposed. Moves back in, tries to get over the fight, but the Hex of Isabel will jump forward, but Arme turns towards Noob. XM destroys the boat for the double kill. Dodge-like for XM, as GG is called. Extreme will take game 1.
In their own fashion, with their own heroes, Xnova sipping his drink at the end of it, saying that was easy. One fight that Nigma took that looked pretty cool in that top one, they had a good turnaround, but afterwards, XG put them back in their place. The team fights are just, it felt impossible, honestly, Owen. I was still very impressed, as I said, with that one fight that Nigma took, but my goodness, this draft and this play from Extreme, it felt like they got what they wanted. XM, he gets this sniper in a perfect position. He has these bodyguards to protect him, and I didn't get to see the damage numbers at the end, but well over 50,000, I believe, on the sniper.
Easily from XM on the sniper. Something about this team, every single land that they come through on, you've got to be ready to expect it, because the sniper pick and the way they play around it, it is perfect. Extreme Gaming, take game 1.
These guys who were coming into TI main stage undefeated for a reason. We didn't know exactly why the sniper was not getting picked up, though. First time we're seeing it in this tournament, Lacoste. It's an XM specialty. We see exactly why in this game.
They didn't have to bring out the big guns yet. They were waiting, to be in this position to bring out the strategy that XM has been using pretty much throughout his whole career. It's a really good matchup against Invoker. Sumail did struggle throughout the whole game. They made the rotations. They made sure that he's having a good time. And also, I got to point out this CK with Fundamental Forging. This is something that Pure was talking about during one of the Dream Leagues in an interview, that he wants to play this. He still hasn't shown it yet. He's also a crazy player. But who gets it? It's Ame. So you are getting the level 5-tier neutral items 35 minutes into the game, which gives you insane timing. He gets Stygian, that's minus 13 armor on top of his Reality Rift, plus also the items that he did choose before. So you have GD Poland Bag, great against Pagana, great against the Troll Warlord, so he's not getting the heals.
Yeah, we were theory crafting, like, what's the best item that he can get, and I think we all agreed. It's like, if he gets Stygian, just go game 2. Like, this is over. And then he gets a Stygian. It's like, oh my, he's going to one-shot somebody in the next fight. I mean, especially with a sniper also peeping. Like, you're minusing armor for him as well. So, yeah, that was an insane game. I think Extreme's probably pretty happy with that one.
Yeah, I think so. The fact that you're able to get what you guys have said is the best neutral item for a CK there were still some good moments for the side of Nigma Galaxy. We just didn't see them coming out in full force. It felt like team fights. We've talked about it, how hard it really is to initiate for them, Winter.
Yeah, I think some of the fights, they were kind of saved by Noob. He played really well, especially with that first buyback, like really early buyback, I think around 20 minutes. I think that was really, really crucial for them. But we see like a lot of attention here in the mid lane. I think Oma was like doing a really good job initially to pressure and try to slow the sniper down here.
Professional sniper gameplay, though. This is one thing XM does so well, is he knows the worst thing you can do on sniper is run away, because you have nothing. You have no mobility. He's so slow, but you can turn and you can fight. Like, he always knows when his team can come in and save him, and he can run away, or he can turn and fight. Even in this second clip that we saw, getting a solo kill, 1v2.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the sniper's playground, the first 10 minutes. He had a really good early game. His supports were playing around him. And then in return, he was taking towers. He went to the Mars lane. He killed the tower. And then he also TP'd back mid to save his support, repaying them for their early efforts to make his early game good.
15, 3, and 18. That is an insane scoreline. I really do feel like Extreme just hasn't had to pull out the Cardell up until this point. And people forgot about it. Like, you're playing against XM. You ban Sniper. You get this thing out of the pool. Teams have done this time and time again. Like, you don't make this mistake a second time.
No, there's no way you're letting that happen at all. This sniper was amazing. Chaos Knight, obviously, it was fun to get to see him. But the biggest thing about the sniper here, Lacoste, is the way that he itemized.
Oh yeah, this is pretty great, because he is getting Orb of Frost, which is going to be turning into Orb of Corrosion, so it slows you by 13%, which is going to be upgraded to 16% slow. On top of your Shrapnel, very bad for Invoker. It slows range heroes more, plus also the health against Troll, against Pagana as well. I did mention the GD Poland Bag, the combination between the two. You're not really getting the heals. The only heroes so far in the tournament that did buy Orb of Corrosions were Monkey King and Lone Druid, and they buy it pretty much at the same time, between 6 and 7 minutes. This is the early timing of the item, but usually we don't see it for a good reason. It's not a strong item, but in a situation like this, he recognizes what needs to be done. He gets it, and he dominates the game with it.
Yeah, and these are melee heroes. Like Lone Druid, you bite on the bear, like you're essentially a melee hero. You're using it to like slow and kite, but I think the way that XM was using it in this game was very unique. It's just not how you see it used a lot.
Yeah, let's shift the focus a little bit because a sniper, we wanted to talk about it a lot. However, he wouldn't have had such a good game if his team wasn't there to really save him. He still needed someone to initiate for him. The Mars being a big one here, they're a key part of that initiation for team fights.
Yeah,
I
pretty
mean,
much.
he had like 2 really big bodyguards in a team fight, right? Mars and the CK. I think that's what you want as sniper.
And the build too, like rushing the Blink Dagger into Sheepstick, we saw that come into play. I think the way that XXS plays mechanically is very underrated.
Yeah,
like
this is the fight where he actually gets a Blink Dagger, the 13 minutes in delivered. Omar had a pretty good understanding where he needs to stay, but the combination between him and Snapheart, like you're just dealing way too much damage in general. It's the 1-2 combo we're talking about. It creates so much chaos. It also allows XM to be able to peeping from the distance.
Yeah.
And this is the fight, have in mind, where Underlord is super farmed. He's on the top of the network, so he's ready to join. He does have that pipe available, but it's still not enough. They're kiting the fight real nicely. And XXS, look at his position. He's ready to land multiple spears, finds a really good angle. This is pretty much the max distance for the spear, and they're going to be able to clean up every single time, turns around. I think both him and Amar are the best Mars players in the world. Collapse, of course, is up there, but the way he turns every single time he needs to soak up the damage is just beautiful.
Yeah, despite your sniper, being such a key part of your win condition, the fact that you trade him off for a team wipe, you're more than willing to do that there.
I think the way that Extreme plays right now and the way that they've won games, which is basically staying as a unit in fights and having this like extremely good synergy, lends itself to Mars super well. Like this is one of the best heroes for them because it does so much. You can bodyguard for heroes like Sniper. You can split multiple heroes like in and out of fights. You can use the spear to pull somebody back. It's like the potential on this hero is really, really high. It's like a super high skill hero. When it falls off, you can feel like just another support. But if you have somebody that knows how to play the fights and keep the ball rolling, it looks amazing.
Yeah, something that I think really helped Extreme Gaming with that one. We talked about the kiting, right? But also just how long everyone was living in this. It felt like they were able to kind of just evaporate Enigma Galaxy hero, and then it's like you have the numbers advantage. Everything goes in your favor. The tide kind of turned a little bit when we saw that Underlord finally get a couple more items for himself at about the 20-minute mark.
There was one really good fight.
It was a big fight because he was staying on top of the network pretty much throughout the whole game, having that Crimson, having that pipe, having his aura as well, reducing most of the damage that is going to be dealt. And I think Noob had a pretty good understanding what needs to be done in some of these fights in terms of he used 2 buybacks in this game.
Yeah.
At like 38 minutes, he used 2 buybacks. This has to be one of the fastest buybacks on a core. Use it pretty much 20 minutes in to make sure. And this is why they last picked it, because this hero is very annoying, super tanky. Sniper, unfortunately for him, outranges his aura in most of the situations. He's going to be dying here first, but he popped the Crimson already. Even Pagna is giving him a little bit of extra sustain. The problem in this fight for Extreme Gaming was that Ame got caught inside of the cogs, and they were ready to reset one more time. This is a bit of a longer fight where Ghost is going to go ham as well. Good arena, but this time around there isn't that follow-up that they've been using, this 1-2 combo. Snapfire didn't have ulti available, and this is the buyback from Noob. We talked about that this is going to be used in a similar fashion to Centaur ulti. Come in, find the sniper in the back lines, and in this one he's just going to die.
Yeah, you can see despite the deficit, the team play is still there from NGX. This is still a really high caliber team where they understand that they're behind. They have the Underlord Pipe Crimson timing. The way that they need to play the fight is have him go in first, and with that comes the risk that he dies. And so he not only has gold for these items, he has gold for buyback as well, and he's willing to use it. It didn't end up panning out for them, but this gave them a very big window into the game where it looked like Extreme was completely snowballing.
Yeah, I think Extreme also kind of learned after that team fight because they realized that the CK cannot be too far away from the sniper. That's why he actually got caught by the hook. As long as they maintain formation, a diamond formation, the sniper is in the middle, and everyone else is surrounding the sniper, the team fights are going to be really, really easy for them. And also they were really, really good at going in and out with their heroes. So they ensured that the sniper had all the time in the world to just keep peeping everyone.
Yeah, a fun thing that we have as well available for us with the players on stage and everything is getting to listen in a little bit to their comms.
CK.
Watching CK.
I have buyback if needed. I have buyback.
No stun on me.
Watching was buy. You need help?
Full HP. They're killing me. Are you salty?
I heal you a bit.
We get sniper. Let's try them.
We're fighting.
Good fucking shit, boys.
Sniper now. I heal you.
Nice.
I like it from Noob at the very start. It's clear, you know. I got buyback, I'm watching with buyback, I'm watching with buyback. That's where that moment is.
Yeah, that was
very clear comms.
They definitely expressed that.
I like that Omar's dead too, and he just goes, good fucking shit, boys. Like, he's the hype man.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes, you know, you do your job, you throw your buddy at it, you die, you're still going to be there for your team on the comms.
Yep. Yeah, and also like GH with the call right, and then after the underlord buyback, he just said, we are fighting, you know, don't move, you know. So that was also really cool.
Yeah, that was one of the best fights for Enigma Galaxy. It meant that there was a lot more in the tank for them. It was unfortunate that it didn't continue along, but Purge for us is going to be breaking down some of the later game team fights and some of that information.
That's right, Nat. Yeah, I wanted to look at the range advantage that Extreme Gaming used that game to great effect. And they tried to nullify this a little bit on the Enigma Galaxy side by killing the sniper a couple times. But the threat that he provides is just so high. Because if you don't manage to kill him, all of a sudden he can just kill you from 1,000 units away, which is a gigantic advantage, obviously. So very spooky things. It's really mattered in two very crucial fights. This Roche fight setup here was great for them. They had an awesome ward that was a little bit to the... Oops, wrong tool. Sorry about that. They had a really cool ward to the north that was basically giving them this vision corridor of like this, and by using the sniper shrapnel here, it basically allows them to put all of this power into their opponent from range. Very crucial things to point out. We have the Spirit here from Elder Titan. This is going to lower Omar's magic resistance closer to 0, which basically makes the Kisses damage, which is launching from all the way over here, and the sniper damage from all the way over here. They're doing this from safety, and the one here that does go in is the Mars. This guy's got the Blink Dagger, and he's got a BKB, so he knows that if he goes in, he can also secure his escape with his BKB. And once they see this, this is basically the last range advantage that Enigma Galaxy has, because they killed the Clockwork first. Nobody else can gap close like him. Troll does it here by running from the side, but he has to do this really elaborate, basically run all the way over this position. It takes time to set this up. He can't just react to the moment. So with just simple a cookie and a Hurricane Pike, he gets out, and now all of a sudden Ghost is kind of just in. And the only hero still kind of in danger was XXS on the BKB. So once this fight kind of goes disjointed, they just have to leave. This is all because of the range advantage and because Extreme Gaming managed to kill the one good jump that Enigma Galaxy had first. They get Roche for free. And then the other fight that matters is this one here by the tier 2. They do the same thing. They basically swing in from the side, trying to hit the back lane. They need to kill some of these heroes for free if possible, and they use their jump to kill X-Nova. Very crucially, not using the hook shot when they went on him, which is kind of helpful. He can save that for a follow-up initiation on a different hero if he wants. But unfortunately, with the Aegis being on the Chaos Knight here, he ends up being the guy that gets jumped, and very crucial here, XXS lands the Hex on him, which he layers it with his next stun, and then there's a third stun that guarantees his kill. So the Troll just simply doesn't get a good fight because he didn't safety pop his BKB and because XXS had that really fast side device. So range was so important in that fight and in this game, and Extreme Gaming used it to their advantage.
That they definitely did, Purge. Thank you so much for that one, of all the breakdown, everything from that start to that finish there. And I loved just how many saves that I had kind of overlooked that this sniper really had. We talked about two bodies being in front, but of course that Snapfire just being so handy in the utilization of more mobility backwards.
I think what makes Extreme so scary with Sniper is that they understand better than any team that Sniper is this thing that you dangle in front of the enemy team. It's like, oh, you have to get him. Okay, come on, try it. And then they all use everything to save him. They all use everything to save him, and then enemy team reveals themselves. All of a sudden, you have XXS jumping the back line. Like, this team plays around the hero so well that most teams just ban it. They don't want to deal with it because
they know how to itemize as well. If you look at the supports, first of all, he has his Hurricane Pike. Then they have double Force Staff. They have Vlads. They have Guardian Greaves. They have Cookie. Plus, they also have Solar Crest. They also have big drums as well to be able to run away from the fight, understanding that they can reset multiple times. And if they don't die during that like Troll ulti when they go in with the big Invoker combo, they're going to be winning the longer fight.
Yeah. Before we get into that game number 2, and before we talk too much more about what we expect there, we want to show you guys one of our finalists from our short film contest. What a fantastic...
That was sad.
I feel like I felt every emotion from, like, you know, hype about this battle to this absolute sadness around this armadillo.
That was a roller coaster of emotions.
It was so well made, though. We're going to definitely be having some more of our short film contest finalists throughout the weekend. Make sure you guys keep tuning into this one. And, of course, we want to see which team is going to be making their final stand here. We've got Extreme Gaming up against Enigma Galaxy, with Extreme Gaming leading in a one-game advantage. Both teams taking back to the stage after having a talk. Whether it's on the side of Extreme Gaming, how to keep ahead of the curve here. Whether they're going to be picking up even more heroes, if they can try and get their hands back onto that sniper. Enigma Galaxy, is there an answer, or is there a straight-up ban against it?
I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it worth leaving it in and trying to counter it? Like, they didn't have Blink Dagger on Troll. You know, like, there are better answers than, you know, Underlord, Clockwork.
I mean, I think it only happened because of the picks, though, because the sniper was picked because you open the draft with Invoker. So I think if you don't open the draft with Invoker, you're probably not going to have to worry about sniper.
Oh, be careful. Be careful. You're talking to XG here, dude. These guys will just whip it out.
You're not. I don't think you're going to pick sniper before you see your lane matchup.
Oh, for sure.
So if you're not opening your draft with your mid hero, I think the sniper could be banned later if you think it's necessary. But I feel like the ban initially is not what I would do. I would just try to maybe restructure my order, my sequence. I'll pick my mid hero later, and if I really need to ban it, then I will ban it.
I agree with that. The thing is, though, they value mid lane dominator builders for Sumail right now. This looks to be what NGX thinks is like the strong thing in the patch. And I feel like Sniper's probably good against all of those. Like, he'd probably beat Muerta as well, right?
In the last 5 games that they did play, they did pick Sumail's hero 4 out of 5 times.
Yeah, but the thing with the Muerta is, it's different because Muerta is a flex pick. So when you pick the Muerta, you don't really feel like, oh, it's really going to be mid, and you're going to pick your sniper right away.
Yeah, but they also opened up with the double Nature's Prophet, which is also a flex pick. So they might need to, you know, maybe open up with an offlaner or just the straight up position 5/4.
Yeah.
It also goes back to those bans, right? For Extreme Gaming, it was very targeted against Enigma Galaxy. They went for like the Marcy, the Muerta, the Bane. So whilst it wasn't necessarily targeting what Sumail likes to play, it is taking out all these things that I think have been the good openers, the strong foundations on the side of NGX.
Yeah, the foundation is going to be very, very crucial here. Who's going to be on which picks, you know, which side. You're going to definitely have to plan everything around that. And I do feel like maybe it's more beneficial for Nigma to be on the second pick. Normally, I would say it's easier to be on the first pick side, because now the more I think of it, because both teams are very, very focused on getting their mid matchup. So being on the second pick side means that you can decide based on what they are opening, and then maybe you can 9-pick Sumail's hero without fearing that, oh, there's this sniper. Because I don't think they are going to open number 8 with sniper.
No.
So they're going to pick something else, and then if you think Invoker's open is a good game for it, then you pick the Invoker at 9, and then you ban the sniper in the second phase right away. So I think in this sequence, second pick is probably easier for Nigma to plan around.
And if XG has last pick, you're just not letting sniper in the last ban phase through. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, so it feels like there's a couple of solutions there. We'll see exactly what they've been able to bring up for themselves, because it brings me great joy to say we've got a game number 2.
Extreme Gaming versus Nigma Galaxy. Game 2.
Our lower bracket run for Nigma Galaxy could end short here. They've got to bring everything they possibly can to the tables. Extreme Gaming, they've been waiting for this moment to bring out those gotcha picks, get that sniper on these hands, and now looking towards the bans. It's not changing up too much in what we saw for that game number 1.
Shadow Demon is also out now, but this also allows Nigma Galaxy to potentially take the Bane for themselves on the first pick if they want to, because I think they've been playing very good, but also banning Mars, which means that Beastmaster's not going to be in the pool, and this hero has looked amazing. He is undefeated at the TI main stage. We did have the stats for it, I believe 5 out of 5 games. It allows you to be played from 2 different roles, and it gives you so much tempo.
Yeah, I think if Earthshaker looks like it's going mid, even just in general, like Queen of Pain would be really good to come out here. I think Noob plays an excellent Beastmaster. I know it's been played a lot more mid, and Sumail can play it. He was one of the first people actually to start experimenting with Beast mid. The Shaker, like, we have seen the counter to it, and it is dominating it in lane.
the Earthshaker not having a very good win rate on this main stage. A lot of teams have come up with ways to bully him out of lane, but also be very proactive on the spots of either blocking the Ancients being stacked or just taking another core with them to try and steal it.
I think the main idea here to exploit this hero is he's after all a melee hero in lane, right? So you have to be able to pick a good matchup to pressure him. So I assume with the next ban, they are definitely going to more or less remove the quad because the Muerta is already banned. So those are the two main heroes that are going to pressure the ES in the lane. I'm not sure if there's a third one.
Both of those heroes also follow the Earthshaker because, of course, both teams are aware that this can go position 4, position 3, or position 2.
You know what?
Pick Quap, you can go to any of these lanes.
If Quap is banned, could they just use Sniper for themselves to pressure the Earthshaker in the lane?
I like it. Yeah.
Because you think about it, right? He's going to go Ancients and Sniper is going to take your tower. I think that's like a fair trade, you know? Like, I feel like that would actually make it difficult for the Earthshaker to play the game.
What about a Helm Dom Sniper mid from Superman? Are we going to see
I think we're overcooking it here.
You think we're overcooking? We'll see. We'll see if we're overcooking.
I'm going to listen to Lacoste on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be a bit too much.
I'll listen to Kuro. I'll see what Kuro picks.
Alright, we'll be interested.
Enigma Galaxy, they did ban out the Bristleback, which did give yesterday Extreme Gaming a lot of speed. This is also Battle Fury Bristleback, which is pretty uncommon.
It's a good matchup into the Beast.
It is. And also the other good matchup is definitely Gyrocopter, something that Beastmaster doesn't like to play, having that flak, making sure that you can pressure him in the lane as well.
Yeah, I was looking at the past for Extreme Gaming. It's mostly been in that off lane for this Earthshaker. So you guys are right. You kind of want to hold off a little bit about exactly how you want to open up. If you want to put all your stocks into the fact that it is going to be going amid Earthshaker. Some more bans, Gyro coming out there, Bane too. And leaves Extreme Gaming going for the Warlock.
I like it. I mean, this is a Beast lane counter. You Fatal Bonds the wave, and that will hit the board. That'll hit Beast. So if it's played in the off lane, which I feel like it probably is here for NGX, Warlock will do well against this. It's also very hard to like initiate a fight against Warlock ulti plus Fatal Bonds.
You roll someone, the rock's going to come on top of you and then get hit by some 2-3 man Fatal Bond and fight instantly turns on you.
Okay, so they're doubling down on NGX and saying, well, you want to fight us? Okay, we're going to pick another S-tier team fighter.
Circles on circles, you know?
Yes, yeah, classic Dota. Classic TI, or circles.
This is a really, really good pick here. It counters both Earthshaker and Warlock.
I mean, this
Warlock does not lag at all against
this. Has to be Snapfire from Xinqiu again. It's just too good to pass on. You're playing against Beastmaster, easy cookie against Aurora. You have a follow-up from Warlock, a Fissure. So you can choose how you want to be taking the fights, prolonging them. Great against Phoenix Egg, great against Clockwork and his cogs as well, so it feels really, really good. That gives you a team fight. I think the one pairing that we've seen in the previous game, Snapfire plus Mars, now you can do the same thing with the Earthshaker.
Yeah. The only issue with that is it does make the support duo a little bit weird between like Snapfire, Warlock, like who's actually running
the lane with the off-lane Earthshaker also might not be so ideal, you know. So if they are going for a Snapfire, maybe I would lean more towards the Shaker being like a mid hero.
I think they could, I mean, they could also go like Snap Puck, something that's like really, really active on the mid lane that solves the issue with the supports running around and doing stuff together.
Yeah, and the Puck also definitely exploits, right, the fact that you have a Phoenix Clockwork support duo. They don't really have the best lockdown against the Puck here. So there you go, the Puck for Snapfire. And this is just going to mean that this game is going to be all about the team fight again.
Punishable by the Sniper again. I mean,
Sniper.
I think they have a couple of good options. The Sniper definitely. Not sure if Samael wants to bang it out. I think Void Spirit could be really good, very elusive.
Alright, let's go to the second game. Congratulations to the winner of the vote. Let's see to the second draft what it is. What's up? Every good. Well, we got 24 people still watching. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Honto arigato. 2-0 for sure. Wow. Thank you, Sniper baby. 2-0. Let's see, man. Let's see. I want to see 3 games. 3 games is fine for me. Let's go to the second game. Which team will win the no, not the international. The second round. Give it a question mark. And then we go to the XG or Nigma, right? Is that how you write Nigma? No, of course not. Nigma. There you go. Get your poll ready, boys, guys. Ikuzo. Back to the panel. What it is? What's up?
Beast in lane. We actually saw Warlock Juggling as well.
Oh!
Okay, so you think it's not out of the realm of
Ultimates.
the
We don't
question
have
for us to get
ultimates.
to
Oh,
see
they
an
banned the
armor jug
ultimates,
on
man.
the
It
main
is not
stage?
magic that bring me back.
I think Ursa could also be decent here, like Ursa with the lane with the Warlock against the Beast. You can also
Get your
kill
coffee,
the egg.
guys. Bye-bye, Nigma.
I think those are decent
Go
options here. They have a couple
home,
of very good heroes here to pick here for XG side. It's all about like thinking what are your priorities. Like, do you want
Go
more
home,
of a better lane, or do you
Kuro.
want more of a better late game against this Medusa?
What it is? What's
I have a
up?
wacky one to throw out there for Sumail.
Every good girl need a little
Ricky
love.
Maru counters the puck in lane.
I
You can't
yeah,
cookie
we,
when
we got
Ricky
many
gets the egg in
viewers,
him
but
shard.
yeah, it's okay, man. It's not a
Good at killing
forced
the
thing.
supports.
It's the
Game
one
Gladiators
problem.
did try that against Team Liquid, game number 1 in the grand finals last year, and it looked really good for the first 15 minutes, and then they just crumbled. It's good. A lot of these that we are mentioning can work out, but
Is it where the Ricky could potentially fall off, the Beast comes online, and then you're going to have your Medusa online? Is there enough power spikes
The
throughout
thing is,
the rest?
the Ricky with the Beast and the Medusa doesn't feel like they have the best synergy.
It's
It's
a
very
bit
good
of-
against their opponent's heroes, but it
but not
doesn't really
together.
work with their own lineup, which I feel like that's going to be my primary concern with the Ricky.
Yeah, I mean,
What's,
NGX definitely does need some sort of
People
spirit
also
type
know.
hero
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
running
that's
around and
true.
doing things with the
Univala,
supports right now. Or they once again can all in and go for sniper and just say, okay, we're going to dominate you in lanes, go late game, and then win the game that way. Which they have done. I mean, they did the Medusa Muerta duo. This is not a super common, scaling cores in your 2 and
Yeah,
1.
but I just feel like more likely you're going to see like something like a Void Spirit. Void
We
Spirit
got a
just with
Void-
the Axe is going
the
to
vote
counter
started already.
basically their entire lineup.
Yeah.
If
the current
this is
4
their
heroes.
lineup,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Ursa.
That is definitely
fine
the best
on
spirit.
Enigma Galaxy.
They ban Ursa.
I
They
think
don't
Troll
ban
could
Ursa,
also
man.
be a
Of
good
course,
pickup. You did
easy
mention
Ursa.
All of these heroes are very good. Like Ursa is not as strong of a laner. Warlock fixes that easily.
Ursa, of course. They
Because you
go.
need that extra bit of a healing coming out in the first
Bushmaster.
couple of levels.
I
But
go.
also Troll, I think this is the hero that can
The
build
body.
into either MKB, he's fine with that. He can also build into a slightly
Boba.
later disperser after he gets a couple of good items as well. He can kill the egg. He lanes against the Beastmaster.
What it
Doesn't care too much about
is,
his war.
what's up? I don't
Another
know,
option, I know that Beast is traditionally considered quite good against it in
But
lane,
just
but
don't
Void has been getting, like
really
Faceless Void has been getting banned a decent amount. And I wonder, like with the Helm Dom build,
That is probably like the greediest option, right?
it's just
gonna
that they
go
have
with
a lot of
this
stuff
team.
to throw into
Yeah.
the Chronosphere right now, and
40%?
it's
What?
traditionally considered a decent counter to Medusa, and the supports on the side of NGX don't do anything to a Faceless Void. How do you kill a Void here? Yeah, you have to roar. And I don't think XG has had many options to get it as their last pick. It's almost always banned in this phase.
Well, that would make sense why Enigma Galaxy are taking a little bit of extra time here. It feels like there are so many potential options, and they've got to go straight to this ban into
Who
that pick
win
here, revealing
first? The first team to
everything
win is
before
Team
Extreme Gaming.
Extreme
Yeah, because the ban also
Gaming.
is really dependent on what they want to pick, right? So
Yeah.
what if the last pick they have
XG,
already counted
XG the
certain
winner.
things, so it means that they don't have to ban that hero right here, you know? So
voice
that's why
is
they're
like
taking
crashing into
quite some
each
time
other.
here to decide what they want. So they ban the Jug in the
Have
land.
fun watching, guys. Have
The dream
fun
is
watching.
gone.
Make the
It's
live
over.
chat friendly, okay?
Now they have even less time for
Go
this.
ahead.
I thought that using so much reserve time, they would have been a little bit more confident in what they wanted that last pick to be.
I mean, it's still good to use all your time, you know, just make sure that you cover everything, you make sure you don't miss anything.
There's a lot of options. I mean, we've mentioned pretty much everything.
Yeah, Void Spirit. I think Ember Spirit can also work if he builds into Mage Slayer against
Wow, that is a fancy one.
Okay, I was not expecting SF, to be honest.
and they know immediately what they want to pick.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this Shadow Fiend might be a little bit too risky here. Like, it means that their lineup is going to be very reliant on the Beastmaster, and I think that with the Ursa being picked up, if Beast does not have a good lane, I feel like the momentum for Nigma is going to be really hard to play. You know, they won't have much to go around, and Extreme Gaming, as long as they get to their team fights, their lineup is just going to destroy you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the argument is Clockwork makes up for a lot of what SF lacks in terms of, you know, like being a spirit. SF does a lot of damage. He can't really kill heroes on his own until he gets some items. But Clockwork, he will keep people in a circle for you to deal, hit your raises, hit the ulti.
Yeah, maybe the other reason why they went for the Shadow Fiend is they're looking at the Warlock plus Snapfire duo, right? So they are feeling like, wait, they can't really gank the mid lane.
Yeah,
they can't really kill the mid hero, right? Because when you're playing SF, you don't want to run into some Taz, some Spirit Breaker ganking you early, and they don't have those heroes, you know. So maybe they feel like they could get away with this greedy SF pick.
Now that you say that, I think that's absolutely it. Sumail has had like some of the best solo lanes mid. If he can just get a 1v1, I think he's really confident. Like, yeah, guys, I'll get to the point that I'll have the items and I'll be able to carry the fights.
Sure, hoping for less resources offered from the side lanes, make them a little bit stronger to cost. Is that then going to be profitable for Enigma Galaxy? A potential for that game 3?
I think they want a slower game. I don't think they want to rush things. They're having Shadow Fiend and Medusa. You have Phoenix. Beastmaster needs a little bit more time to come online. So, again, same as yesterday when they were playing against Tidebound, I think Omar will need to do a lot of work, and he did a lot of work yesterday.
I definitely hear a lot of people cheering for Extreme Gaming, so I feel like we should quickly talk about their draft as well and what we see, how that's playing out.
Very well-rounded, incredible team fighters, tons of damage. I think if they can get to the late game, Ursa can full to 0 pretty much all of these heroes, maybe barring Medusa.
Yeah, I think the main issue for them is the SF. If they can deal with the SF, they are going to be having a good time.
Yeah.
All right, all that cheering was because the coach of Extreme Gaming was coming out of their booth, so we're going to head on down to the stage and get some words from him.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. An incredible series so far. Am I right, everybody? Oh, yes. This is one of the loudest crowds I've heard in a while. So for both teams, actually. But let's get to the questions, my friend. So, a lot of confidence coming into the series. 2 heroes that we have not seen picked up yet at this event and this draft as well. Full team fight, full let's run at him, in my opinion. Where did this confidence come from after the performances that we've been seeing yesterday?
今天打这场比赛超自信，选了2个从未上场的英雄。我们想知道一下这个自信从哪里来？
专门为Nigma准备的。
We prepared it especially for Nigma.
Oh, okay, okay. So any surprises then? I mean, the Medusa, a bit of a surprising pick in my opinion. Were you ready for that?
对面选了美杜莎，对主持人来说有一点点小惊喜，对你来说呢？
预料到他们不是选美杜莎就选德鲁伊吧。
With them, if it's not Medusa, then it's Lone Druid.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right. Well, I did want to give you an opportunity. As I said, incredibly loud crowd, especially over here from the fans of your team. I want to give you an opportunity to say something to them cheering you on.
现场那么多粉丝在支持，为你们呐喊，想有个机会让你们就是跟粉丝说一些。
谢谢大家支持，我们会冲上去的。
Thanks everyone for your support. We will go all the way up.
All right, well, let's see if they can do it again in this game as we get it to game number 2.
And as we get into the action, first blood, it's going to be going the way of Sumail as he's ready to step up to the mid this game on his Shadow Fiend, of course, coming through as that final pick from Enigma Galaxy this game, folks.
And it feels like he does have to do quite a bit, right? Especially with Omar making that quick early little swing around, finding XXS. They've got their early game prepared. Look at the double ward block as well. Looking to get themselves to an advantage at the start here, giving Sumail a good time versus XM in particular. So let's see how he's going to be able to do with a pretty much free bottle right at the start of things. So Sumail is going to be going toe-to-toe with XM here. Let's see how these side lanes go, because it does feel like XG is very prepared for them, having this Earthshaker, having this Snapfire, which we've seen them do very well with in the past, and having this Ursa snap-picked, no hesitation whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, they were ready for that. They did not care what was coming out from that last pick in the mid from Enigma Galaxy. They were absolutely ready to get our mate back on the bear. GQ
finds the kill.
Indeed, able to catch out GH there on that top lane, so settling the score for now. And just sort of overall, what do both of these drafts sort of tell you about what these two teams want to accomplish here in this game too?
For XG, feels like similar to last time, just team fight, team fight, team fight, right? They have so much that's going to be coming together. For Enigma, a little bit more of a slowdown, but pick and choose your battles around that egg in particular, and if Omar can find the catches. But I do have worries, I gotta be honest, just because their only real team fight early is going to be coming from the Phoenix, and there's a Snapfire. So that egg is going to be addressed in almost every single situation, and looking back to what happened in that last game, control became a bit of a problem too. And again, the stuns are lacking for the side of Team Enigma.
that
XG has a lot of stuns, Enigma does not have that many.
Yeah, I mean, so when you look at the lineups, would you sort of see this being another game where there will be that period early to mid where the 5-on-5s,
Omar,
they're just going to have more to press on XG, and Ame
caught.
Able to chase down the clock, finish off the kill for himself.
Yeah, I would say, look, ease of execution, as we like to talk about it, definitely feels like it's there for XGs. If they just get out of lanes, even or ahead, they're just going to have those natural ultis coming in that do a ton of damage, as we've seen with the Shaker, with even the Snapfire from the support. And yeah, we have to mention it too, right? XM, Sumail is looking to dominate the lane, because if you look at the game overall for the puck, as we said, there's like no stuns. It's Clockwork, Hook Shot, and a Roar in particular to try to lock down XM.
It's going to be super difficult to catch him. Yeah. And we saw how well of a performance XM had last game on the Sniper. And his puck, also one, as you can see from that DotA Plus level, one that he is incredibly proficient on. So, yeah, if you give him sort of the setup to have an easy puck lane, he is going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with.
And let's see how this bottom lane goes, because like you said, they snap pick the Ursa. With this Warlock, they know it's going to have a free lane completely, and it's versus double melee. So Ame is set up for absolute success, and Noob, he's going to have to just rely on stacks completely. I see he's already sending the boar. He's got a triple stack hard camp already prepared for himself, but he's got 6 last hits. He's getting next to nothing down here in terms of CS.
Yeah, very good control there from XG so far. And overall, do you sort of see why they were as confident as they were with picking up this Ursa? Do you sort of like how this hero matches up against a Medusa lineup in time, in terms of sort of timings and strong points?
Yeah, no, for sure. It gives you Roche, it gives you Tormentor, it gives you itemization that you can do later on if you want to get a Disperse or anything, but also just straight hard damage, right? The longer that fight goes versus Medusa, you will be able to bring him down. And yeah, so much control. That's just the big thing I'm looking at. An unbelievable amount of stuns for them to stick on targets.
See on the mid lane so far is going here between Sumail and XM. 27-5 on the SF against the 20-1 on XM. I mean, how does this sort of play out as they level up? Is Sumail going to be able to maintain a good lead with denies, or as a puck, are you normally able to set up the wave so you can nuke it every time?
He can still get a fair bit, but Sumail having this, level 1 bottle, getting that first blood, definitely will have him a bit of an advantage. The problem is, I've seen so many games for Enigma, when they have Sumail with an advantage, Omar can swing over and get kills pretty easily with him. Omar can't do that this game.
A lot of damage coming in there.
CQ wants him, can't quite get him. The level 2 Shredder is very devastating in the laning phase. As we see there for GH, very low armor. Gets brought down incredibly low.
Especially if there's ever a situation where XXS is able to get him with a right click from the Enchant Totem.
Oh, yeah. That almost shouldn't happen, though. Right?
Sure, yeah. You got to keep that distance.
In the lane, later on, of course, that's going to happen, but...
GH still very, very low. And Jinchu is just going to be able to shoot him down.
That's twice that he's been able to pretty much do this, almost on his own.
Yeah, rough couple of deaths there. GH getting caught out.
Jinchu last game played it pretty flawlessly. This one too. He gets the kill, blocks the camp as well while he's retreating. So a pretty perfect play coming out from him there in this top lane.
Yeah, it's just going to continue to maintain the lane in a position where XXS is very freely able to farm and get a good amount of denies in against Ghost Farm. So far, slightly favorable early signs here from Extreme in the way that they're maintaining the lanes. It's going to be a lot of eyes on what Sumail can do from the mid on his SF.
Sumail and Omar to set that tempo in particular, to have that game for Ghost so that he can sit back and farm. Constant fissures.
Yeah, proving difficult now for really GH to have a sort of say in this top lane. Each time, Jinkyu pushing him away.
So I mentioned this last time, the way that they had their lane setups. This time of course, it's GH still playing that 5 position, but not having that matchup where they have like a ranged hero with the melee hero, the Clockwork with the Medusa, which is a pretty strong hero, versus Earthshaker too. So interesting that they decided to do this and just keep it very standard, rather than adapting in any way. And we see XM has the haste rune. Can't look to toy with Sumail a bit here.
Yeah, knows that he's at no threat at all.
Yeah, Raindrop's going to be blocking a lot of that damage. Sumail down to his last Raindrop charge. XM still has the 3. Could see a rotation at some point. Jinkyu will finally deward the sentries that were placed from the start that we mentioned from Omar, although they were about to expire. Not the same move happening from Xnova. He is a Warlock versus a Clockwork, so it's very difficult for him to get over there and actually place this sentry to block the camp. So Noob, he will have those camps to go back and farm to, or maybe he gives them to Sumail. We'll see. Maybe they are all just about buffing up Sumail as much as possible in this early game. Since he doesn't have axes on Noob, so he actually can't clear that neutral. And XM is... they cannot let this happen.
This is a huge stack.
They cannot let XM take this stack.
I mean,
I mean, if they allow this to happen, it's
Sumail's got to get over it.
He's got a haste rune, though, so XM can toy with them a bit here.
He got a couple of the creeps, but Sumail should be able to maintain the rest of the stack, and indeed comes in just in time, because losing that would have been quite painful for Enigma Galaxy's early game.
Yeah, that would have been devastating. Now we do see Sumail 1,200 gold advantage over that puck at the moment here.
Now it's Sumail so far, getting the stack, getting the first blood, top lane, GH dead again.
He's just getting caught off guard with the damage. Just this little shredder plus a fissure, it's just too much for him to deal with so far here.
This is going to set XXS up for a very quick link dagger timing. Even with the fact that they did block those camps, it kind of doesn't matter because of how much he's getting from the lane.
Oh, and he's going to have... This is the off-lane shaker, and he might actually have a pre-10-minute blink dagger. That is devastating.
Ame in the mid lane. Ame's ready to head over. They get the silence onto the two of them. Ame getting the swipe stacked up onto Sumail. Sumail's ever get the Requiem off. Phase shift there from XM. See if he can jump out in time with the orb. He can't. He can't escape them. They'll get bonded here, the three of them, and Ame's ready to step back in, cookie forward. Sumail will get taken out. Xingqiu shoots down Omar. As XG bringing in the numbers there to contest this rune. Short, they lose their puck, but it's Ame, the carry, turning up and getting involved positively.
Very cool move. I feel like that reminds you of Spirit that used to do that one, right? The 8-minute, they bring the carry to the mid lane at times. Ame, knowing that he can get involved into the fray. They do lose the puck, but they shut down the SF here. One time down.
A Noob in position to try and make the return to the bottom lane a bit more difficult for Ame, but he should still be able to safely make his way down here.
Ghost is getting absolute free farm up here too. That is being said though, XXS is, as you said, gonna have that blink dagger at one of the earliest off-lane timings.
Omar, maybe continuing to get in under the tower if Noob's able to get this creep wave pushed in.
Xnova has the book at the ready. He can pop 6.
We're gonna try and set things up here. Ame turns towards Omar. We'll have to hold back in the cogs for now. Enigma Galaxy stepping up the pressure.
So eyes on the Warlock. He's a little low on mana now, but he can consume the Grimoire to drop that Golem if there is an aggressive play. They won't push forward on the side of Enigma.
Yeah, still very difficult to push the Ursa out entirely. Smoke play now to be coming in, so they want to continue to just bring more numbers down to this bottom lane to try and take this tower off the map as early as possible and potentially find kills on top of it. But Extreme,
he's consumed it.
They're going to turn up for the defense. There's the setup. Straight away they go for Noob. They'll get the roar up, but the enrage is there. Noob continues to run, but the kisses are coming in. The final hit connects. Noob's gone. Xingqiu landing the shots perfectly to bring down the Beastmaster.
I mean, Xingqiu also kills the Dominator. He also cookie saves Xnova. What more can this man do?
He's doing so much in this early game on the snap. 4-0-2 already.
Insane.
A flawless opening here from him on the Snapfire.
And I think perhaps Enigma was maybe saying, hey, Warlock's not quite 6 yet. Maybe we can make a little aggressive move. He eats that Grimoire, has the Golem, drops it, and as you said, the last kiss touches on top of the Beastmaster.
It lands every single one of them there, Xingqiu.
In the meanwhile, Echo was used on those neutrals. XXS Blink is done. Also 900 gold up on him. Top of the net worth for this Shaker. Oh, nice touch there, GH.
Easy 100 gold.
Yep. Very nice.
And has got the 6 now. So Supernova to rely on, but as you mentioned, it's not an easy game to get that egg off successfully.
No. Xingqiu, especially with the start he's having, right? He's going to have good positioning in most of those fights to go for that egg. Mid tower, getting whittled down.
I mean, they're trying to hold it, but it's a lot of damage already being done here by Extreme.
Kisses in 40. XM, he knows he can push the limits because he's playing versus no stuns. And Xingqiu will claim that tower last hit. This is a very rich Snapfire.
At the same time, the pressure will continue from Enigma Galaxy on the bottom lane. They will take the tower there.
Sumail has to make that trade. Since he did end up, he can't go back to that mid lane because very likely could get set up on. Does go bottom, gets the tower at the least here.
I'll see where XM wants to go next. Starting to shift his attention up towards the top.
Kisses in 20. Ghost does show himself. He has a big wand, so it does feel safe to show himself up there.
Should be ready with numerous TPs though, Enigma Galaxy, if they do want to try and turn up and defend if the dive comes in.
Omar needs that 6 very badly for the team. He needs that hook shot available for them to have an initiating force at the moment, because for them to actually walk into fights at the moment, very difficult. They literally would just have to walk into them, while XG, as we see now, have 3 different ways to start fights, especially with that Blink Dagger being done.
Both carries, though, continue to be in pretty perfect form, right, for the opening of this game. Ghost and Arme getting the entrance into the action.
Oh, nicely done there from Omar.
As they would hope for in terms of the timings. We've got the Battle Fury pretty much done here on Arme. So 12-minute Battle Fury for the Bear. And as you can see on Ghost net worth, he's in a perfectly fine position as well at the moment. A few hundred gold ahead of that of the Bear. So both carries should be pretty happy.
Both having the dream, essentially. Can they look for a setup? It looks like they're making a move bottom. It's right on Noob.
They get the setup, and Xingqiu straight away ready to bring in the damage.
They just drop the Echo as well. No hesitation. He wants that extra money. Xingqiu gets the last hit again. Mega kill for the Snapfire.
I mean, the way this top lane's gone, you know, sure, we talk about the fact that Ghost has still managed to find the farm out of this lane. But the amount that the duo of Extreme got between the two of them is set up for XXS and Xingqiu to just really get the ball rolling between the two of them.
The supports are very rich on the side of XG. And Xingqiu, we saw what he was able to do that last game with early timings, early shard plays. So far, having a very flawless performance. The support's definitely struggling on the side of Nigma.
XM still falling behind a little bit from the mid lane.
Absolutely.
Despite also just, being able to take out that tower rather early on in the mid. Hasn't quite found as many opportunities as he would hope for himself to get involved with the Dream Coil. Whereas on the other side, Sumail on the SF, that step ahead and ready to look for opportunities himself as they're coming in with the smoke again.
They want to try to set up perhaps for a tower push here, but it is into a lot of ultis. Kisses are still cooldown 50, same thing for Echo, but the Golem and the Coil is at the ready.
Here's the smoke. Goes to Noma in position. XXS is going to step up, but easily able to back off as soon as he's aware of what's going on. They turn towards Arme instead. They'll get the Enrage off. Starts to stand his ground against Omar. In fact, they're just able to kill Omar off. So Enigma Galaxy seeing if they could sort of trip Extreme up, but Extreme were pretty ready for them to turn up in that position.
They got the tower at the least, right? So showing up for that, but do end up losing Omar again here after that first hook shot reveal. Ame will take that. Almost a Blink Dagger finished. Starting to get these scary tools versus something like that Shadow Fiend, who is very vulnerable to heroes jumping him. Double Blink's gonna be finished. Double Blinks and a Puck who can just appear on top of you very early.
So they're just gonna drop the Golem here onto Ghost. TP's immediately coming in from Enigma Galaxy though, so the Golem won't be able to do much offensively.
A bit wasted, but they're looking to go back in. Ghost.
They're still going with the kisses. Arme's closing in. They'll force out the Stone Gauge, but the damage in with these kisses from Xingqiu bringing Ghost so low. They'll fuel him up. They're going to have to summon XM. He's there ready and waiting for them. Shots off the escape. Comes in with the coil. Oh, they were so ready for that.
He doesn't get the wand off. Ghost got stunned.
Now GH. We'll see XM look to chase him down as well. He's not going to go completely in for the dive play. He's already got what he came for there. I mean, that was just so smooth from Extreme.
They had no idea he was coming from that angle.
Really starting to build up the early lead now. Extreme 11-2, 4K lead, taking out these towers.
And that Blink is done now for the Ursa. Sumail's game just feels so difficult, Owen. Unless he can do some type of crazy position plays, but versus double Blinks and a Puck does feel incredibly complicated.
Especially with these timings Arme's hitting, because once that bash is online, right, it's going to be so difficult for Sumail to turn up and get the combo off.
I mean, even if he does, right, he can always get the Enrage, right? Like, you can never, it's very difficult to ever Requiem an Ursa, Requiem the Puck, perhaps on the Shaker in some situations, but there's stuns, right? It does feel very hard in this early game for Enigma with the way that XG has prepared. With the way these lanes went down in particular, too, as we keep saying, the supports almost level 10 on the two of them. A slow start for the side of Enigma.
Ready to go again. Echo slams at the ready. Kisses still going to be off for 30 seconds, but with just sort of the jump burst alone between the two of them, most of the heroes on Enigma Galaxy will suffer.
Omar, Ame does find him.
I mean, if they find Sumail, it's going to be quite a huge one.
He's just a free kill. They're on top of him, it feels like.
They've got enough control and burst. Here comes the silence from XM. Nothing to be done there by Sumail.
Uh-oh. This is looking really tough for the Shadow Fiend. They wanted him to get a snowball going, but he's now bottom of the cores after that death.
Noob. He's going to start running down in this direction. I feel like he's got to be careful. XG's still got a lot around. He's going to open up with the roar onto XXS. See if he can make this play happen, but the kisses are up. XXS will die, but it's going to cost Noob his life.
They get a trade. Xingqiu claims another.
with these sort of kill involvements that he's going to have. He's level 11. He's very soon having this level 2 kisses. And he's doing already so much with level 1.
He's got Pavis, I believe, finished up too to block out the damage from that Medusa, mostly from the Medusa. I think they're starting to just realize that it's going to be the Medusa versus the world very quickly in this game.
Straight into the pit here.
Addressing everything else.
Is there a chance they go for a steal? They do have kind of hook shot and stone gaze at the ready. They could try for a risky sort of move here.
It is under vision though. Look at the ward they placed down. X-Nova, he sees them smoke.
They've got Supernova ready at the waiting as well, so they have got the tools.
Can Omar get the angle?
They've got to try for this Enigma Galaxy, but are they going to be able to do it in time? It's a drop their ring. Can they get the steal if they can't? Ahmed gets the kill, gets the Aegis. As Enigma Galaxy have to run, but a Fisher from XXS will stop Omar having any chances of retreat. They tried and they were so close to getting the timing, but Arme stands strong and claims the Aegis.
It's one of the cleanest early games I've seen from XG. Just pretty much no mistakes coming out from any of them. Quick moves, super early Roshan, pre-Tormentor as well. And Ame, as you said, that Basher, it's pretty much
so early.
Dusa, SF, like these heroes, if you can get on top of them early, very difficult, but if you have Bash as well, they can't even turn and stand their ground. Ghost starting to also fall behind. A 2K difference almost between him and Ame now. Sumail just yet to be able to get really involved. He, of course, has that one kill from earlier, but besides that, just difficult for him. So much magic damage. He's going for the blink next. It feels like he has to go all in, but maybe does have to change the build a little also. We'll have to see what he wants to do.
And it really is just, as you mentioned earlier, so much pressure on either Noob or Omar to find some sort of hook shot or raw setup. Because without that,
there's just no stun.
You can't make the plays. You can't have a chance at trying to take down a puck. Another freebie.
It's a beatdown so far. Hook shot trying to catch somebody here, but off the mark. 60 seconds cooldown.
How on earth do you catch this puck?
I mean, he has Blink Dagger now. Max phase shift. He almost has to make a mistake for you to get any type of catch. And Noob, he will lose the Overlord. Jinq will claim that 250 gold. That's the Solar Crest done as well. Shard plus Solar Crest done. 706 on this Snapfire. Trying to play around Noob with his Overlord timing, but they just, I mean, as soon as the creep showed, they killed it. So first one is gone. 30 seconds, that Tormentor play. XG already starting to prepare themselves for it. And for Nigma, I mean, they cannot fight there. Right? The egg is going to get addressed. Sumail very likely to just get exploded from all the spell combos that they have, the crazy team fight. So might just have to give this one up and hope that Ghost can just farm as much as possible out of it.
It's going to become one of those games, right, where it's just for Enigma Galaxy, indeed, just hope that the Dusa can carry them. And of course, it has been able to many times before.
Hook
they
shot.
get the hook shot.
They get
into
the roar.
That's the 2 bits of lockdown and the Centaur and the Cogs. They do it. It takes it all in terms of lockdown, but they get the job done.
High execution kill. They find XM. XM will be rewarded with a shard for his death.
Arme ready to continue to push on. 2 minutes on the Aegis. Not a lot that he fears right now.
At least Nigma's able to find something there. Sumail also has the Blink Dagger done with the Arcane Rune. Oh, look at the items that come in, though. This is the issue, right? Because they're having such good times on the offlane or two. XXS now has a BKB. So if he does try to go for that setup with a Requiem, it might just get countered.
Noob might be in trouble here.
Oh, yeah.
There we go, straight away.
Very dead.
As soon as they see him.
Another one for Jinq. He even gets the Overlord creep. He's just getting so much money.
Nah, he is having a ridiculously good timing on the Snapfire. This is crazy numbers already.
I mean, best Snapfire first pre-20
6
I think ever that I've seen.
And yeah, going for the blink. I mean, once that's there, it's pretty much going to be impossible that you ever get the egg off.
Yeah.
He's always going to be able to blink in, little shredder in from a safe spot.
And potentially just the saves too, like Blink, Cookie, and Ally. But yeah, absolutely, just positioning being crucial there. Omar, Sumail, they're looking for the wraparound. Trying to catch them off guard here.
They get the Omni to X over, but it's kind of awkward. And in fact, he's going to get the chance to live. He's away now. They get the jump in onto Sumail. The bash comes through. They have the Invis to protect him for now, but the Dream Coil Snap holds him in position. Sumail will be able to get away, but GH is dead. Enigma Galaxy have to retreat.
They can't even kill the Warlock with their combo.
Name diving in under the tower on towards Ghost. That's the carry dead.
A true disaster for Nigma. XG, a masterclass. Literally 0 mistakes, it feel like.
And tier 2.
And a tier 2 probably to fall here too.
Starting to fall indeed. I mean, getting so much done with this Aegis on Arme. Enigma Galaxy, they tried their chances there.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work out. They couldn't lock down and kill this Warlock.
And even if they do, very likely they all just die immediately afterwards too. So an attempt there from Nigma, but quickly answered from XG. BKB is about to be done after all the rest of his pickups that he already has.
He is massive on this Ursa.
I mean, Sumail's game just feels actually impossible.
Coming on towards the top lane, Sumail and Noob, they got to get out of here.
Power Ranger TP is coming forward. Immediately killing that Overlord. The kiss is to Scout.
And they're going to be able to find him. The Fisher comes in. You can't escape Xinkyu. He's always ready to spot you out and just do the damage. It's like, what do you do against this Snapfire?
Don't give him it. This is actually insane what he's able to do so far this game. Nigma can literally get nothing going their way, it feels like, right? Even when they got like one of the kills, it wasn't a free kill by any means. The trade ended up happening on bottom. I believe that was the last one that they were able to find. The moves from XG just too fast, and yeah, the BKB done for the Ursa. Sumail hasn't been able to find this Requiem combo, and he may not be able to at all in this game with the items that they've been able to pick up already. XG.
They've got to be careful down in Enigma Galaxy. XG are coming in from multiple angles.
XXS, he's got the BKB.
They're going to try and burst him. They get him with a hook shot, but the BKB's there, straight into the Echo Fishers. He locks down the two of them. XM ready to come over as well as the Dream Coil's there, catching out Sumail on the retreat. As Sumail nowhere to run once again. XG take him down. Arme deals with GH off to the side.
It's level 1 hook shot, super low duration, right? I mean, sure, it only goes up 0.2, but even 0.2 makes a difference in these type of situations. Doesn't get the Requiem before that BKB. And these items, they got them too fast, Owen. The fact that the Shaker was able to get it this early.
I mean, it's just his item timings in general, right? Paraz online 24 minutes in on XM.
They're making it look pretty easy right now. 21-4. As we said, it's Ghost versus the world, but they have the answers for this Dusa. Even though he has Butterfly, the Parasma's done already. The Ursa can start to make the build toward that MKB if he feels like he wants to.
Oh, he can, and he's going to be well on the way, Arme. 2,500 gold ready to start spending up into that MKB.
I mean, almost 5,000 gold ahead of the Dusa. And his space now starting to be pretty limited for Ghost, and he's actually under vision the whole time. They know exactly where he is.
I know, just needs to get so many items online to be able to have a chance in this one.
I don't know how many he's going to need.
A much rougher game too, and you know, game 1 was not a fun one either for Enigma Galaxy. And at the moment, down 16k gold at 25 minutes in.
I mean, all the timings that they wanted to go for, as we said, like, just aren't working. They aren't going to work because of the itemization that XG's gone for, but the timing that they got them to, as you said, Sumail, the Blink Yashikai is out when all the BKBs and shards and rage is available for the Ursa. Setting up top. Guess they're scouting if there is going to be anybody in the area here. XXS is going luxury build. It's actually going to be going for the Octarine next. So more and more stuns going to be coming out from this Shaker.
They find Ghost down here.
Oh,
they're going to find Omar, which is good news for Ghost, as that should give him the info to get out.
You say that, but Ame's on him.
Indeed, Ame coming in for this angle.
He gets the bash.
Ghost.
Oh,
he's going to try for the TP, but the coil's there. The Fisher, the kisses, everything coming in on towards Ghost. He can't escape.
They're just reading every single one of the moves. Even though Omar tries to catch the gank, Ame comes from a different angle and instantly through the portal again. No hesitation.
It's an incredible play so far here from Extreme.
And we hear the crowd already loving it from Ame.
They can feel it.
Noob being stalked again.
Oh.
No?
That was the Golem.
Okay, maybe they thought he was on the other side of that there. But
really despise these Helm of the Dom creeps.
Yep, whatever.
I'll get rid of it.
Yep. Next stuff is like, don't need it anyway. GH.
There we go, Octarine, 26 minutes in.
One of the fastest ones I think we've seen.
Has to be, I think, around these off-lane shakers.
Because usually they build, Kaya in between, usually it's a mid-shaker as well, too, so...
Yeah, there we go, no surprises there. 2 minutes faster than you've seen it before.
Crazy timings. Again, now Roche back up so quickly.
They're getting everything.
MKB's done, too, so... Approaching this fight, impossible.
XG, they've got many options on how they want to continue this.
Yep.
They can keep farming it up. They can try and run it down the lanes. They're that strong right now that whatever they do, for Enigma Galaxy to find something to do in response, it's just going to be so difficult.
It feels like this is one of those games where Ame is unlikely to die. 7-0 so far, set up for absolute success. 6K over the next core.
And we saw a fair few of those games earlier on the road to TI from Ame, and he's bringing them out now on the main stage.
Yeah, road to TI, he had 3 deaths total. Of course, the next day, didn't end up having 3 deaths in one game, but showing what he can do when he's been given a free game.
Yeah, just showing as well why they so quickly picked that Ursa. They knew that Ame was ready to pop off on this one.
Shellwade said it. They came very prepared, and we're absolutely seeing that. A Lincoln's now picked up for XM, so the only spell that he had to worry about, as we said, was the Roar. Now has the protection versus that.
Ooh, he's out.
We'll get a sneaky grab there.
A little bit of something there.
They need every little bit of something they can get.
No, Nigma.
Now let's see. Can Enigma Galaxy turn this one around?
I mean, Noob is just not getting much growth, Owen. It's the issue. He got the butterfly, I believe it feels like 6 minutes ago or more. He's only gotten 2,500 extra gold afterwards. Just no real space for him to farm XG. Man. They're sweeping the map, not giving that opportunity for him to get any type of items. Sumail does have BKB, but...
Okay.
He'll be able to get the Requiem off, but there is...
These bashes, though, still right.
Yeah, he is just very likely
to
die.
If Ame gets in and kind of... probably needs to get the bash on the first or second hit. He'll be able to put a stop to that.
Sure, and there's a Golem actually, so they probably still can interrupt that as well too, but we'll give him at least a little more protection versus the crazy amount of magic damage that's also in the draft of XG. But one of the more uphill battles, it feels like, for Enigma, as Ghost just now getting surpassed by the offlaner of XG as well.
Ding, 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 ding.
They still just have to do their best to avoid extreme gaming completely. Try and build things together so that they can scramble together some sort of semblance of a team fight and defense on the high ground, despite this huge lead that Extreme have against them.
That feels like it has to be at the high ground. Anywhere else, I mean, even at the high ground, it feels almost impossible at this point, but that just has to be where they look to pick that fight. Ame, he's in, the banner's down. Really looking to get around.
Still 2.5 minutes on this Aegis, so a lot of time for Extreme to amp up the pressure.
Stopping that Sunray.
Enigma Galaxy, what have they got?
There's
2 minutes still on this
that,
Aegis. The Ursa's fully buffed up.
This is not Crystallis, bro.
Trying to hold on here in the competition.
If they make mistake, it's about drafting.
And at the moment, just having to watch Ame tear apart their barracks.
This is Ame, not Crystallis. Oh, somebody.
Can they even make a move to stop this set going down?
Ooh, hook off the mark. Tried to go for the back line.
And now he's going to play with his life, Omar.
Instant death.
And that's a BKB as well from Sumail Press to attempt to make that move work. So Ame, he can get back to business onto the Rex. Full Abyssal Blade out as well. That's the fortification coming out from Enigma Galaxy.
They're catching both waves as well. XM clears top wave. Ame clears bottom wave. Momentum on all three.
They say I'm going
kick in,
crazy.
the top wave coming in shortly. He's ready to dive. Instant kill. They're truly making it look easy, Owen.
Yeah.
They really are. They definitely seem set to make quite a run potentially in this lower bracket XG if they keep up this level of performance.
And how do you stop? There's still a minute left on the Aegis.
Somebody,
you have no BKB for Sumail for 40 seconds. Still Ghost. Steps up. At any moment, it feels like XG is just ready to close this.
Yeah, they know how to push their advantage very, very well here. XG not getting slipped up at all.
Kisses.
I think in the catching
What's
on
up,
the tree
bro?
line, that's
Go Scepter.
The Ghost Scepter will
That's a wise
time to
choice.
back off. So he'll survive the jump
Only
this
4
time
seconds
round.
wise.
Ghost.
After that.
Another tier 3
Bye.
gone, Arme.
Ooh, look
Moving
at
in onto
that.
the Medusa. Ghost has to be careful. Mana's falling low.
Go home. Go
Buildings are
home,
dropping.
Kuro.
Ame, ages 20 seconds.
Trying to slow him
Go
down here with
home,
the fire
Kuro.
spirits. The rain tracks is gone.
Oi, oi, oi.
Got what they came for.
Aegis?
Looks like they are going to respect the
Okay.
fact that Nigma Galaxy are all
They
up and
respect,
that
man.
Arme's Aegis
70
shortly
second
about to leave
Aegis.
his
They
hands.
get back.
Just playing it as safe
They
as
need some
possible.
time
They
to
just
get
got
back
a
with
ton of
it.
money pretty much on
This is
everybody.
not-
Almost a full
this is
Aghanims
not
on the
Crystallis,
top.
bro.
Ame. Soon the Swift Blink.
How close
Crystallis
Ghost
is not
to sort of the
crystal.
next item? He's
Crystallis
Still
is
not
plastic.
close, Owen. He's not farming. He can't.
Yes,
gold
in
or
our
so until he
country,
has the Scarlet
Crystallis is
complete.
a
Even
type
then,
of
he really needs that Daedalus on top of it
what's
to
a-
have the chance of doing enough damage to scare or threaten
know,
any
right?
of Extreme's
Let's see.
lineup.
And speaking of Extreme,
Even if
the
they
fake
lose,
back.
they
they're
still
ready to
have
go
third
again.
game.
They're looking to close this game out.
Samael might just be caught here, stepping up straight
Hello,
away.
everybody.
Missile blade into the damage. Samael's out for a
I
hot
can't
minute.
believe what
No
I'm
buyback.
saying. If they
Godlike
keep this
for
up,
Ame.
there's gonna be no coming back.
It's Extreme.
It works on.
Claim the final, well, sorry, the second setback. They've still got the bottom lane to deal with, but they're ready to sweep around and go for that straight away.
Just
Put
clinical.
me down.
And no need to head back right now. It's
Say I'm
Extreme
going
coming up to
crazy.
30k gold. They're coming up to 1,000 gold a minute in this game.
It's GG.
One of the
It's
bigger and
always
earlier
a
advantages
good
that we've seen grow
game.
on this main stage.
Whoa,
And 30 minutes in particular.
I haven't even
So
run my
early.
coffee, but I'm happy
Ame.
already. There
GH
you
won't
go.
find him this time.
I'm in the drafting, man. Right?
The tower's gone. The
They
final
should give
set,
the
the
last
barracks
pick to the
exposed. They're coming
carry.
to the tree
They
line
should
again.
not
XM
last pick asset, man.
Gets the silence in on towards Omar.
Because
Not enough damage to
Sumail
kill him off. Ghost starting to
wants
push
to be the
forward.
king, right? They
Attempting
still
to hold
think
them
that
back.
Sumail needs to
Get them
be
off the racks momentarily. 10
taking
seconds
care
until
to the
Sumail's
last
back in.
drop, man. They
Ghost
should
was
give the
able
last
to at
pick
least
to
finish his
Ghost.
item. His damage still not
So that-
quite there, but at least something to give him a bit more
Yeah.
protection.
Extreme continuing to play it careful.
They got
know
the
how
last pick.
close
They don't
are
use it
to
wisely,
moving
man.
on
Right?
here.
As Nigma,
They
right?
don't want to let this slip away from them.
Like Kuro will always
regardless of
say,
how
I
far ahead
anticipate
they
this,
are.
I anticipate.
They can
Yeah,
still
you
look to
always
just play
say
the
that,
strict
Kuro.
game, right? Look at the ward coverage that they've got. They see absolutely everything.
And they
so
said,
Big Mo does
upper
want to step
bracket for
outside. They will
bitches,
know
right?
instantly.
The one who
And
tell
Ame,
that words is no
look at
longer
this
playing
9,000
Dota, man.
Of Ghost in that
The
network.
guy's sick,
The Swift Blink is
drinking too
finished
much
up.
cutting
Immediately
down.
goes to the Tormentor.
My prediction not so good. It's
Maximum
okay, man.
efficiency coming out from XG.
Anyway, goodbye, every Nigma.
He did step outside.
You've got to
very
go,
well
but they
aware
got
that he's done
Scotty, man.
this. He will
But this
have
could
to
be
get
the
back
dieback.
soon.
I mean, the buyback, the comeback.
Ame rejoins XG.
Oh, this smoke could be
Let's
the
see.
killing blow.
Normally, I'm not gonna
Ready
give
for the move,
mercy, man.
XM
No mercy.
as
That's
the
no such
Aghanims.
thing.
Is there any way Nigma Galaxy can outplay?
Oh, they're sneaking in. Kisses.
Let's pick for XG,
They
yes.
tries to make the jump on a GH, he'll get the dive off. So
They
they'll
should
avoid
do
the
the
initial
research,
jump
right?
from XG.
Final racks.
If you don't research your enemy,
TP
your
coming in here
opponent,
from
you're gonna be
Noob.
loose, man.
XXS. He's got
Ooh.
A on disc at the ready.
Bam.
Just say you're ready to put that together if
Okay.
necessary. The
Oh,
call comes in
siapa
to
tuh
make the
yang mati
jump.
tuh?
That's GH gone. And
Ayo.
Ame, he's in onto Ghost. The snipe goes through. The hook shot's attempted, but Ghost, he's
Goodbye.
gone. Samel, he'll go for the Requiem, but
Team
the flash
Nigma.
comes in.
Oh, yo,
He's dead.
yo.
Noob will get the roar, but he's the last
Desperation.
one left alive on Nigma
Celebration.
Galaxy as
Oh, yo,
XG
GG.
deal with him as well.
I can't
It's
believe what
GG
I'm saying.
Extreme. Nigma Galaxy out of the
Go
international.
home, Nigma. Pra, 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 pra. Go home, Nigma. Wow, this is gonna be so sad, man. This is gonna be so sad for Nigma.
One of the biggest stomps we've seen here on the main stage.
They should respect the last pick more, man. They should give Sumail
Alright. Coming in,
the
mastermind.
fourth pick. Alright, the last pick should be the
It's hard to
carry.
give the MVP to anybody, right? But
Because
this Snapfire
SF,
performance
I go.
absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Just covering all their bases and not letting Nigma get any other timings they wanted. I think that's pretty much what happened, right? Sumail
GG.
gets the early first blood, gets his bottles,
It's
having a
already
pretty
great,
good lane,
guys.
but
It's already great.
can't actually get anything
We
off
have
of the
been
floor
waiting for
afterwards. Just,
Nigma,
yeah,
right, for the
clinical
stars to
performance from
align.
XG.
But
Yeah,
this
so the
year,
Extreme's going to be
it's
terrifying
already
in this lower
fantastic,
bracket
guys.
for
Right?
whoever
So
ends up facing.
shout out, man. Shout out. Respect to Nigma, man. They have been doing their best, right? right? Whatever happened, they're playing their best, man. They're giving their best. It's just the better team will win, right? The battle begins. Congratulations to the winner of prediction. I think many people will have the prediction effed up, yes? Anyway, guys, thank you for the like. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for watching. Truly appreciate it. Rungkat ente-entean. Stop mencintaimu. Yeah, don't hate, okay? Even if you love Nigma, man, if you love extreme gaming, we should not hate each other, okay? I'm gonna dismiss the poll, which is so easy, man, right? You come here, you check the game winning is XG, and then you vote on XG. I go. And congrats to the winner now. Do-dee-do-ding, do-dee-do-ding, do-dee-do-ding. My mama say, see you on TV, son. Now they always say congratulations. Oh. Work so hard to get a revocation. They will never had a dedication. Okay, that's a beautiful one. Nice game, GG. Nice try, NT. Good game, good luck, big heart. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ooh. Sinkyu is monster, right? Because he washed his face already, man. Go wash your face. No matter what you do, man, even if you wash your face 100 times, it's gonna be like that, man. That's the Chinese features, man. They have a little bit small eyes because they have to protect their eyes because it's windy back there in China. This is like evolution, you know? Whoa, Jesus? Why there's Jesus in the background? Hallelujah. Alright, now this is the crew. I'm gonna turn on some music for us to listen because I like desert music. Pack Dota 2, yes. This is gonna be rasis bang. No, enggak. Biar aku jelaskan kenapa aku tidak rasis di situ ya.
Untuk bantu anak tumbuh dan aktif.
Untuk bantu anak tumbuh sehat. Aduh, baiklah bang, kalau nggak premium bang, muhe. Loh, game nih, oh iya, kita belum apa bang, belum lagi nih. Wah, harusnya kita lagi deh bang. Oke, ulah bapaknya nih, udah iklan tadi lo, astaga, kacaunya ini memang YouTube ini. Udah 4 kali saya kena iklan. Wah, hebat. Karena rasis bang, tidak, karena tidak premium. Kacau anjing ya, kacau. Wah, kena iklan lagi bang, Huawei. Nah ini tolong nih, sekali lagi kena iklan tampol loh, kacau, stop live stream. Kenapa saya tidak rasis? Karena begini, jadi memang orang Chinese itu dengan kebanyakan orang Southeast Asia itu matanya itu agak tertutup sipit itu karena mereka melindungi diri dan itu sebuah evolusi. Di sana itu anginnya itu kencang, jadi hidungnya itu pun tidak mancung karena oksigen di tempat. Bentar bang, suara kita bergema gitu bang. Iklim di Southeast Asia, apalagi orang Asia gitu ya, iklimnya itu tidak membutuhkan fitur hidung yang mancung-mancung dan lebih membutuhkan mata yang lebih seperti itu gitu, akibat dari evolusi, karena manusia ini kan menyesuaikan dia. Kalau hidup di sama kayak orang-orang Bajo itu, dia bisa bertahan di bawah air itu sampai 10-15 menit gitu. Itu kan hebat sekali. Nah, sama kayak orang barat itu hidungnya mancung-mancung, kayak mereka itu badan mereka itu otomatis menyesuaikan untuk hidungnya memang dibutuhkan segitu karena mungkin udaranya dingin, iklimnya dingin. Jadi dia membutuhkan hidung yang lebih besar, rongga hidung yang lebih besar untuk menarik lebih banyak oksigen gitu. All of them, bro, yes. Jadi sebenarnya fitur sipit mata orang Chinese itu, aku pun termasuk sipit juga ini mataku nih. Kita kan keturunan Asia juga ini kan. Nah, jadi fitur sipitnya itu adalah hasil evolusi gitu loh. Itu bukan rasis sama sekali. Yang gue bilang tadi adalah mau berapa kali pun dia cuci muka ya tetap bakalan kayak gitu. Matanya bakal sayup-sayup gitu. Makanya matanya bakalan sipit. Enggak berubah apapun gitu. Mungkin energinya terlihat lemas gitu ya kayak kemarin ya. No, that's the joke. That's the joke. Not the race. Kacau memang ini ya. Restu LGS. Nah, report. Pindahkan ke 0 dulu sebelum beli mau besarnya. Ini volume kita 15 saja ya. Abang, kita mau buka apa tadi bang? Saya mau buka Dota, tapi ya prediksi terakhir tidak masuk ya. Oke, Extreme Gaming Advance Subarasi 2-0. Bad Boom Team versus Heroic. They're gonna destroy Heroic. Maybe. I hope Bad Boom Team tidak sombong, supaya Bad Boom Team jumpa sama Extreme Gaming di sini. Dan yang maju adalah Extreme Gaming lagi, kacau. Extreme lawan Parivision ya. Tapi kalaupun misalnya jumpa lagi di bawah nih, Extreme Gaming melawan Falcons, oh my god, that will be Parivision sudah dijamin nih. Peserta adik akan menjadi TI champ paling love of my life. You heard me. When is the next game? The next game otomatis udah selesai. The next game gonna be this Bad Boom Team versus Heroic. It's gonna be happening soon in the... Bentar ya, ini jadwalnya salah karena berakhir lebih cepat. Memang dikasih jatah itu 3 jam, tapi kurang dari 3 jam sudah selesai. 15 menit, 15 minutes from now man, 15 minutes, let's just say 10 to 15 minutes. So it's 17:35, 37, 17:45, about that time. Get your snacks, guys. Yeah, anyway guys, thank you for watching together in this YouTube vertical yang dipaksa portrait. Terima kasih. Gonna nonton some highlight. Yes,
These type of
mine,
moves,
yes.
you don't expect them to happen. We've seen
Love
you
of my life, you hurt
5-6 minutes
me.
into the game multiple times,
You
but
broken
these type of
my
rotations where carry leaves the
now
lane,
you
8 minutes into the
leave
game,
me.
goes to the river to secure the river
Love
for his
of
mid
my
laner and try to grab a
life.
kill. It's very rare.
I mean, it kind of also
Go
solves the problem,
home,
right? You mentioned
Nigma.
that the SF was going to be a problem, and I mentioned after the draft,
Go
and it's
home,
going to be interesting to see
Nigma.
how they tackle it, and that was like a really important move, right? SF, he was top net worth at 8 minutes during the game, and that kill actually meant that it slowed down their momentum so much.
Yeah, that's something that Spirit was really good at during both of their TI runs, was figuring out if one hero is a problem and they can't just bring the supports to a lane to solve it, they would bring Collapse or Yatoro would go. So it's really cool to see XG pulling out that here in the top 6 because, you know, once again, going back, like this is the sort of championship plays you need to win the whole thing.
Always the 1% when you're able to just min-max it a little bit more. Also, though, when we went further into this sort of game winter, the team fights that were coming out, having the numbers again, Extreme Gaming has always been so good at balling up together early and taking over so much of the map.
I mean, their draft literally screams team fight, you know, in both games, and I also wanted to highlight that the way they involve everyone, because it's not just about starting the team fights, right? How are you going to involve all
I'm
of
still
your
opening
team? And
Discord,
right, you can see
yeah.
the Ursa once again comes in, Army rotating in with his team. They have all the ulti stuff. They try to take the fight, they try to take the tower here.
To forget, but I won't let
Nigma,
go.
they just couldn't
Let's
really
go.
respond with 5 heroes because the Beast didn't have a good start. And usually Beastmaster, you
Into
don't
the
really want
crowded
to keep into a
street.
fight. You want to be
Yeah.
in a position when your team goes to you, right? So they took full advantage of that. And Nigma just couldn't bring 5 heroes and they had to run and they lost their carry.
With so many early rotations from Ame, we kind of see him take that extra leap. There's a much bigger gap between the two carry players in this game there, Jenkins.
Yeah, I mean, this is a on-May classic, the Ursa, and I feel like this is what Extreme has been playing really well around since day one of this tournament, which is having some, like, really bursty carry, and then heroes that can, like, kite fight, do things from far, you know, they Snapfire, they Burst Shaker, Warlock, like, all of these heroes, just, they poke. Like, this basically lets XG play as a unit, and then Ame can, like, pick and choose his jumps, and just not die. He went 9-0-4 this game, but honestly, this is how most of his Ursa games go. They pick around it.
Yeah, a big difference between having an active early game carry compared to a late game scaling carry in the Medusa cost.
Yeah, I think Ursa did a lot more Medusa, also a bit of a slower hero on the side. She needs 2 items to come online, and we can definitely see the difference. Even though Ghost was farming really well, but also you have Shadowfin. I think the problem was between Shadowfin and Medusa, because both of them are kind of needing other heroes to go in. And the hero damage at this time, a lot of that is from the laning stage as well. He did join one of these earlier fights, but Ame, like, he's ready to take the fight. This is the best hero in the game to take objective. They took the first Roshan, they did take the first Tormentor as well, and this time around, they're trying to go for a kill. Again, this is not the target you want to initiate on. This is your Warlock, you still get the lock, even though Shadowfin's not going to die because they're going to be losing the vision off of that Liver Cave, but still, Ame, he's ready to join. They have so many stuns, so many ways to disengage. Fight 3 BKBs, you have this Earthshaker with the Fisher, with the Enchant Totem, and you can see the big difference between carry to carry matchup once they left alone, where Medusa is still not ready to take the fights for like 3-4 items.
It wasn't easy though to find the right target to initiate on that Warlock. We saw it there at that 20-minute mark, how they struggled to kill him off. That's a position 5. Later on in the game though, we also see them try and have a gank on the Earthshaker too, right? Caught just slightly out of position, you have the numbers advantage, and that one still doesn't work out.
Yeah, you can kind of see like the struggle that they were facing in the draft as the game progressed, where the only combo that they really had was Clockwork Hook into SF Requiem, and even though they basically did it perfectly here, they still have enough in the tank for XXS to get the BKB off, because the chain stun is just not long enough. So I guess you also need the Beastmaster in position, but then you have 2 cores in the same place. It's one of those situations where like one team drafted a lot of heroes that had many fight conditions, like ways that they can take the fight, and the other team drafted something which requires a lot more like outplay and maybe a higher
I think if you look at the score, it tells you the story of the game, where both of the supports are trying to make something happen, because all 3 cores are really not having a fun time. They did die 8 times on both of the supports. Noob didn't have a good time at all. Every single time Snapfire with the Earthshaker paired up with the coil, very easy to execute combos once they go on him. He doesn't have much of a defense. They managed to shut him down. He was the playmaker who was supposed to take care of the map. You did talk about the Clockwork and the Shadow Fiend, the combos that we've seen. They executed the 2 times as well, but Ame standout player for a good reason.
Yeah, the 2 moves that he made just now in the highlights, the gank in the mid and the top rotation, those are the 2 moves that kind of just cemented the lead, you know, for Extreme Gaming there. And especially like the Ursa, I think same can be said for the other side, for Enigma Galaxy side, when they had the Beastmaster. I thought he lacked that carry gate rotation, right? And not to say it's Ghost's fault, but as Medusa, you generally do not want to.
You can't do that, yeah.
And so maybe you have to go back to the draft. Maybe it's probably better for them to enable the Beastmaster, because like I said, you know, with the SF being in the pool, it means that a lot of the responsibilities of the momentum of the game falls on the Beastmaster. And if your Beastmaster doesn't have a good game, you don't enable him. It's very difficult for your team to move around the map, and because he wasn't really the overall last pick, they picked the Ursa to kind of win the lane. So and you don't help him, so how is he ever going to get into the game?
Right, I mean, he's overall first pick, and they didn't flex him out of offlane. Like, it was very clear throughout the entire draft that Extreme expected the Beast to go offlane. They picked an entire lineup that countered Beast offlane, and then NGX felt like they still had to run it offlane, but then they have this whole game that they need to play through him, and it just results in this problem.
It probably, I think, went differently because they saw the 2 supports, right? They were caught between 2 minds. So either we go with the original plan to enable the Beast, or right now we try to abuse the fact that they had these 2 supports, which doesn't really offer a lot in the early game, and we pick a greedier mid, right? So in the end, they went for that, and it clearly showed why it didn't really work out.
Yeah, a lot of symptoms that came from what could have been a very simple fix, but that's all in hindsight. Enigma Galaxy now out of the international here. We're going to take a look at our bracket, because Extreme Gaming's day is not over. Whilst they have won this elimination best of 2, they are going to have, best of 3, they are going to have to play later today as well, and that is going to be the winner of either BBT or Heroic. So it's a long day for them, a lot of time between, and maybe time to reset. Lacoste, it's a really fine line of resetting but preparing too.
Oh, for sure. They did manage to reset after the road to TI playoffs, where they were kind of undefeated. Everybody was starting to copy, try to figure out what Extreme Gaming is doing. They did lose to P-Vision yesterday, which was one of the game was competitive. The second one, they couldn't figure out what P-Vision's doing on the map. Very annoying team to deal with, and now they have a couple of series left to figure out who they're going to be playing, their BB team or Heroic, but Extreme Gaming, they're definitely resetting, and you can see them powering up. This is pretty much Extreme Gaming from road to TI.
All right, we would be talking about these teams, what's to come, what their time is going to be filled with, and we have a little bit of time to fill with you guys. And so over the last few days at this international, we got to catch up with everyone and ask them about who they think is the best mid laner.
Hello and welcome to the International Hall of Fame. This year, we asked every single one of the 80 players competing at our event to rate the very best TI winners in history by position. So we've got your carry, got your mid, got your off laner, we've got the hard support, and we've got the support. Gentlemen, let's turn our attention to the mid laners. I want you to cast your minds back to TIs of yore and perhaps of yesteryear and choose who you think has been the most impactful and bestest mid ever. The best TI winning mid player as selected by the players, the Hall of Fame.
Oh, this is a really tough one, I think.
Oh, really?
It's Miracle, end of the show.
You're saying
Done.
Miracle, end of show?
Yeah, I know it's Miracle. I know Miracle's #1 on that list.
I think there's a case out there for Dendi.
Okay.
I think if people want...
Okay, this is a bold one.
Look, I love Dendi. You know I love Dendi, but come on, brother. You're saying Miracle? What are you saying?
It's not what you think. Let's be clear. What do you think the players said?
It's Dendi.
It's not Dendi.
Who is choosing?
In terms of multiple TI victories,
Oh, yeah?
it's Thompson.
Oh, that is a good... But
Right? Because they're swapping out the mids on Spirit, you know?
That's true.
They're throwing them around.
It's Miracle.
It's a joint first.
Oh. Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Joint first
Oh.
between Miracle and
first
Sumail.
place. You're saying Miracle Sumail?
is I would guess that Sumail is the other one.
You are incorrect.
Really?
It is Miracle and Thompson.
They're just Redlers. We're all the same. The pro players are just us.
Yeah. When you think about Miracle and Thompson as joint firsts, they're worthy joint Hall of Famers, I would say. Well, what is it about